Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of this thing that we're doing. We don't have an intro for this series. So yeah, it's another editor stream. We haven't done one of these in some time, and we're just going to, I guess we're going to vibe. You know, there'll be teasers for Mutant Girl, I suppose, and for whatever else anyone's doing, and maybe some Ashley stuff. We don't know. We'll see what happens. So as usual, the rule has been waived. So in order of clicking on the link, I suppose we have BB.
Hey, I have something to talk about, but I'll let everyone else flood in first.
Good idea. We have Aiden.
Hello.
We have Emily.
Hello, my internet's slowly depleting.
And we have KW.
No fear, KW is here.
Okay, so guys,
I'm
do
scared
you know
now.
about is everyone in, by the way? I think so, but
Yes, everyone's in.
so everyone's been talking about this for a while, so I'm sure most of you have already heard this. But have you guys heard of teriology?
No.
Okay, so teriology is essentially math but wrong. And it's by Terrence Howard. Now, I had the biggest plot twist the other day. No, not the other day. Today. Earlier today, my mind was blown because I knew about Terrence Howard and all that, and then I also know of that one other like crazy science guy that everyone talks about. What's his name? No, different guy. Online guy, podcast dude, not Joe Rogan. I think he's been on Joe Rogan, but
So yeah, I don't recall Joe Rogan being a science guy. I could be wrong there. I don't know much about him, but still.
he just has a lot of weird people on there. Oh yeah, isn't that like 1 × 1 = 2? That's the exact one. Yep, that's teriology. That's teriology. Oh no, whatever. But anyways, he goes to get his thing peer reviewed by the actual scientist, because the scientist asked to. Of course, tears into teriology because it's wrong.
It's raw.
If that's the whole point of it, then why would that be a bigger Terrence?
I don't know what you said. You sound like you're underwater. But no, it was a crazy plot twist because obviously all of this made sense. And then I guess it just slipped my mind that Terrence Howard was also the guy from Iron Man. He was Rhodey, and I was like, wait a second, they're the same guy. How did I not know that? I should have known. I've seen Iron Man so many times. I should know this. It was crazy. I was like, no way. The crazy guy is also a War Machine in the first one.
Okay, fair enough. I've seen Iron Man once ever, so.
Okay, guys. So, I think I briefly mentioned.
Then again, you know.
Go on.
I was just gonna say Pepper Potts made Goop, so you know it's not exactly a new thing to have random ideas. Okay, Aiden, go on.
So I am currently working on getting screenshots for the Mrs. Dysart show, but you may ask, "Oh, for the next episode?" No, for the show itself. You see, I know I'm big brain. So
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Okay, so since
I see. Okay, what you would you like to be to put that on explaining?
I'm not really sharing my screen much. I'm not sharing my screen right now, unless you. I mean, what I'm doing.
Oh, okay. Because what we did last time, we went back and forth. We went back and forth between people. I mean it is kind of interesting because essentially, yeah, we're watching the genesis of what is going to be most of, I guess, the poses of Mrs. Dysart, the series, from this point going forward.
By the
That's
way.
at least
I don't know
something
if it's on
interesting.
screen. Yeah, so
It's on screen. It's on screen. Continue.
Okay, so
Has her hair always been blue?
Her hair's always been blue. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm cycling through all the poses I do, and basically I'm recording these still images of each. I'm recording it, but I'm gonna turn them to screenshots when I put them in my editing software because I don't have good screenshot software that'll make them all consistent size. Yeah, I have my own method right now that I'm screenshotting. But yeah, so currently I'm like
It's one of the
playing with
drawbacks of PC gachas that you don't is with mobile gacha or with emulated PC gacha, you have that function that's just a button, but with in this
it's
case,
it's
no.
harder it's harder
Oh,
on
yeah.
PC.
I just look for it. I guess it's Mandela affected on myself.
So what I'm
Yep.
doing is basically I'm just sitting here changing her expression, and I'm gonna then turn these all into screenshots, and I'm putting them all in a folder. And like I already have a bunch, which right now I'm doing all the closed mouth poses of this particular pose, which is just a neutral standing pose for Mrs. Dicer. I'm just doing all the closed mouth poses, and then I'm gonna switch
Mhm.
to the open mouth poses, and then I'm gonna change the pose slightly, and then do all the open mouth poses, and then I'm gonna switch to another pose, and then do all those open mouth poses, and then if there's another pose, I'm gonna switch to that pose, and I'm gonna do all those open mouth poses, and then onward and etc. Is the way I'm kind of functioning. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build up all these. My main goal right now is to build up all these resources. So I have all these like resources already set up. So for all future episodes, instead of dealing with the constant recording process, I literally just go into my folders, and it's mostly down to my editing rather than recording, because I already have all the images on my computer that I just put them together, unless I need to generate specific, unique new images for the characters, which may happen on occasion. But depends on if I need to or not.
I mean, yeah, because we're not. I don't think any of us are going to plan to write the script with the poses in mind. It's more of a
Yeah,
case of
if I would need a very specific pose, like say someone's holding a camera, then I'll get a handful of screenshots for the camera, and then leave it at, and then I'll do whatever I need to record for the new episode, and then I'll do all the editing for that scene. But
I guess it's the same kind of principle that somebody who does all their recording in Gacha itself. It's just them selecting the pre-made poses to begin with. So it's just because obviously a lot of stuff that we do is if it's to do with green screens, then yeah, it's less less convenient for us. So
Oh.
plus with this method, another thing I'm hoping that I could eventually accomplish with it is making the Mrs. Dysart show have more fluid movement, and B have more mouth variation, or be able to vary the mouth a lot faster, because instead of having to sit down for like, I don't know, 3 to 6 minutes to make sure I get all the footage for all the mouths per like character talking period, I just have all it already. So it's like, okay, how about I change the mouth now? How about I change the mouth now? And then it may make at least the characters' mouths work a lot better if I'm gonna, since Mrs. Dicer Show obviously has to stick with the static mouths. These,
whoa, stick
Okay.
with the static
So-
mouths.
So I have a bunch of random things that I've been working on interchangeably. I found something out about myself recently. I wrote it down in my diary because I think I've realized something, which is I noticed that whenever I go into a lot of depressive cycles, I realize that a lot of it is, oh my god, I want to do this thing, and then I just don't do it, right? Like I need to always be busy with something. So I've gotten a lot more comfortable with just hopping around a bunch of stuff. Because that's the best way I can word it off right now. So I'm going to ask you, Aiden, because I asked you last time, right? Give me a number 1 through 5.
3.
7.
Design a monster. Okay.
Oh, I thought you were telling me to design a monster. I'm like, oh, what?
No,
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 that's
no.
that's the option. It's kind of like we just came back with playing D&D. It's kind of like if you roll for a certain number and then you can decide that. You could just do that, by the way. Just roll a d20 and decide what your next move is going to be.
Yeah.
I could, but I think it's more entertaining if other people decide for me.
Okay, so, and that was a bunch of Mrs. Dysart recordings I did, which, by the way, like, I have, like, 40 images of Mrs. Dysart now, which I have, like, I made this, like, labeling system where it's, like, so you have the character name, pose, and then you have, like, the pose number, which, pose 1, and then you have the word open or close, because, well, you have pose and then the number of the pose. Like the first pose I did for Mrs. Dicer, it's pose 1. The second pose I did for Mrs. Dicer, pose 2. You know, and then you have open or close, which that's referring to the mouth. You know, whether the mouth is open or closed. You know, or if it's an open mouth or a closed mouth, and then I have emotion next to it. So I have happy for like the smiley mouths. I labeled I was gonna do sad, but I just put normal because it's not always sad lines with those mouths. I don't know. I just labeled it normal, but you know, that's just what my personal labeling system. You have normal, and then you have like a number next to that, which would be the number of the mouth. And since I'm going in a certain order each time, the numbers should stay relatively consistent with each other. So, you know, yay.
All right, let's try this. Jesus.
Trying my best to be organized, but, you know.
Okay, wait. Bot asked Jacob what is his favorite color, but because Aiden went on a long rant, he's like,
Yeah, so you got real impatient, yeah. A pick one for you is amazing, by the way.
I'm pretty sure Jacob's favorite color is green.
Do you have a favorite
Oh,
color?
wait.
Blue. No!
Yeah, no, I was gonna say green, but I didn't want to answer
It is
for
green,
him.
it's
wasn't
green.
it
It's
green?
green.
It's yeah, because
It is actually
Yeah,
green.
his
I
whole
was making
theming
a
is
reference.
green,
Bon would
so,
have got it. Bon got the
No, but-
reference. I was making a joke.
No. What I was trying to say, the reason why isn't it green because didn't Bon put like that highlight hair in one of the animations?
the
where he
radiation in his hair? Yeah. The
Oh, yeah,
radioactive
so-
hair.
Yeah.
animation.
So for context on what I mean by design a monster, I thought about this in the moment, which is I can't make characters very well, but
Very
I
good,
think
thank
it would be a fun exercise. And if it looks awful, then fine. But I think it would be fun if I tried to design a monster from scratch in Blender. Just sculpt
Oh,
something.
did you just say you can't make characters?
Yeah, I mean, I technically I can, but I'm not good at it.
Oh.
Like I myself can, but it is a thing that you can do theoretically.
I was gonna say, fair enough.
So let's see.
Okay.
I guess we can start out where most monster designs work out in like mythology, right? Someone give me an animal.
A
I
fox.
want. Ooh, fox. Yeah, I was about to be like a
Fox?
snake, but I was like, well, snake's too obvious.
Sure. Okay, fox.
A fox snake.
God.
Okay. That's
Ooh.
something. Sure.
But wait, that begs the
It-
question.
it's
though,
called
is it
Beware
a
the
mammal?
Mighty Snox.
Oh god, I need to decide on what book I want to edit. Ah.
Oh man, okay, now we're getting more things in chat. Okay, deer. Okay, fox, snake, deer. I wonder if there's a way to merge all of these things.
Platypus. Armadillo, apparently. There's a platypus and armadillo.
Oh god, armadillo and platypus. Oh dear.
You don't have to merge them all. Just pick a cool
I
merger.
think people are allowed to stop saying animals now. I think we're. I think we can move on from that part.
I forgot to spell platypus for a second there.
There's a platypus controlling me. Platypus controlling me. It's under the table and it's controlling me.
Oh yeah, did I tell you about one of the Phineas and Ferb jokes that translated really badly to do with
Right.
platypuses or platypi or platypeople, you know what I mean.
Sure.
They don't do much.
No, that was it. that was the joke that didn't translate because in Spanish ornitorrinco, which is platypus, has a very easy ornitorrincos. So they had to make up random stuff. And the only reason that I realized why Major Monogram was for some reason saying it wrong, for no reason, was because I happened to read the text on the screen right before it disappeared. So otherwise, I would have been in the dark about why that was even a thing.
Let's see. Here, actually, I'll pull this up. There.
Oh, I guess we could probably switch to what BB's doing in Blender. That's probably more Oh, I just raised. Ada stopped sharing screens and didn't tell me. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
I told you. What?
Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, oh, here, I'll let you guys see me fumble through this. At some point now, if I like how this design comes out, I might actually just end up using this in a later project. But
I presume that's
I
why
am-
you were designing it, right? Because you said you wanted to be doing stuff for projects. So
yeah,
it's gonna
part of
come
it
up.
was that, but also I kind of just wanted
Wait
to,
a minute,
to have my
BB.
go at it. What?
Since you like to design things,
Oh,
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
want to
no.
work on designing something, would you be up for designing like a magical gate thing?
Oh.
Well, because it would really help fallen angels if you did that and then sent me just like an image of it, you know, on a as a PNG with no background.
Well,
So, yeah.
sure, it would look. I could do that. I don't know that it would fit the Fallen Angels art style, though.
I
Are you sure?
mean,
Are you sure there's nothing on Free Pick that is to your satisfaction in that regard?
I don't know if there's any. I mean, I haven't looked on Free Pick.
You haven't.
For copy-
You've been
for
asking
copyright
several different
reasons.
people.
Copyright reasons. Also, I need to have some customization reasons. I need to have like a
Okay,
gem.
Free Pick. Okay, Free Pick. It has two options. One is the premium version, but the non-premium version, as long as you actually like attributes the images correctly, that's all that they ask you to do.
I'm worried.
That's
I'm
why it's
gonna
called
forget.
Free Pick. It's free pictures.
I use Pinterest to find some like screenshots of like Legend of Zelda games for the Legend of Zelda movie,
Uh-oh.
and so I forgot to put that in credits as well, saying backgrounds like, or maybe I did, I don't know, but I literally said backgrounds I found. I said on Pinterest, so that way I still give you some credit without trying to find every single person that put up those screenshots or backgrounds.
Oh,
and
wait,
trying to find-
Bon, wait, Bon, when did you, I didn't mean portal, I meant the gate itself, but, you know, if you want to make the gate itself, you know, like, there's a building
I guess by
element.
that, I think by that he's referring to like the framing. So I'm guessing the portal is within inside the framing, which would be the gate in this
Yeah.
context. That
Yeah,
that
which
being said, Bond might have interpreted make the portal as make the gateway and also the framing, which therefore would mean the gate. So just you know, between the
I
pair
mean,
of
if you're
you,
up to,
see if that's
I
a
mean,
confusion.
look, I'm just trying to find a way to get this gate actually made in concrete,
Yeah, this thing's
concrete, so you can start on the animation as soon as possible, or whenever you feel like you can start on it. You know,
I'm just gonna
because
say don't save.
Yeah, I said, but I haven't managed to. I'm trying to come up with a way. Okay, I'm working on it. I lost the previous version of the gate I made, which looked horrible in general.
But if you sent it to Bond, then surely it should be in the sent items and therefore.
No, I never sent the. You already told me. I know. I told you I sent the background minus the gate. The background.
Anyway,
Yes.
I was just gonna ask chat because I have 3 books to edit and I don't know which one to pick. I have Mrs. Book 2, I have Earth Takes Gold, and that demon book I've been trying to write. That is like.
I mean, that's fair, Bon. I just want to give you all the resources possible so you can start at your own leisure, if that makes any sense. Because I feel bad.
Demon book, KW?
I feel bad not, you know, giving it to you, you know, so you can't start whenever you want.
What, Jacob?
I said for the, you know, explain to the chat what that demon book is. That one.
Oh yeah, because they already know about Misfits and everything. So this demon book, it kind of takes place around, I think, the early 1900s. I can't get my date exactly. I'm still trying to figure out the date. And basically, it's about this guy who owns this manor or whatever, and he has his little secrets and stuff like that. While he found a new maid to work for him and stuff like that, who also has secrets and stuff like that. So it's like a dark romance novel with like witches and demons and stuff like that. So I'm working on it. It's a long process just because I'm trying to figure out the characters and figure out who is important and stuff and figure out.
Sounds like that one requires the most editing at the moment.
Yeah, I already wrote the character backgrounds and stuff like that. Sometimes I forget which one is who. Sometimes, so.
No, it's because you said you were still figuring out some stuff. So that to me implies that that one is probably the one that you would want to put the most focus on right now, because that one is the most uncertain out of the 3 options.
It's a, yeah, it is just because the chapter I'm on writing, because I think I made a huge mistake on something that has to do with some lore and stuff like that. So I need to fix it, but I do not know how to fix
well,
it.
then I suggest picking that one.
All right, Demon Bug it is. Woohoo!
It also reminds me of like you know, some old school gacha premises actually.
Okay. To be honest,
The demons and maids and secrets.
Okay, to be honest, so everyone I don't know everyone else, but I do not like Twilight. All right, I'm sorry.
It's most
what a
people.
Hot take, all right.
Yeah. So I just like, okay, I'm like, there has to be a better way to write Twilight where there is romance stuff like that, and also there's supernatural stuff like that. So it's like, well, let's just try it out. That's the whole.
But KW, don't you know there is a better way that someone wrote Twilight? It's called Midnight by Stephanie Mayo. One day in the DT world, there was pinko vampires that lived forever, not forever. Their emotions were darkness like black hole. And then one vampire was named Tedwood Culinary.
I think, if anything, I probably need to write most. I don't know if I need to continue writing.
I know how to do this. Hold on.
Go to the character backgrounds and add more like lore and stuff like that. Well, not into the characters themselves, but more adding to like what are the main plot, what is the main stuff, and what are the stuff that's like, I could just get rid of because that's not really important.
Yeah.
Okay, I just talked to Bond and I came up with a plan. So yeah, that's sorted. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to Mrs. Dysart. I kind of lost what I was doing for a second. It's like, wait, what am I doing now?
The one thing,
oh yeah,
the one thing that I was gonna possibly suggest to BB as a potential option, you know, entirely unnecessary because I can do without this. But I was just thinking while I was making that I was quickly putting together the video for the theme song for, you know, today's Quest of the Rising Sun, and I was thinking to myself, this would actually be much better if there was like if they were exploring like through halls of books in a library, and then on the side of them there were, you know, the credits of each of them. So I was thinking that, you know, that might be a possible Blender project if you were looking for some.
Sure.
But you're busy with the monster right now, so you know,
yeah,
not to worry.
monster.
I can find other ways to do something there. Especially now we've got 2 weeks between the next session and this session and the next one.
I can tell you right now, I don't know how fast I can make it because I've never really tried, so that's a gamble for anyone. But I can tell you right now, making a building is significantly easier than making a thing, like an organic entity in my experience so far.
I can imagine, yeah, because that would usually be why I imagine people would start with, like, you know, particular walls and items and such. So okay, fine. If you're looking for an easier project, then maybe I'll send you. Actually, no, you've got the drive file in the server.
Yeah, I'll try and fit it in sometime this week.
I'm also
all right.
share my screen.
Fair enough,
so
then.
What character lists I have so far? If I think, oh, spoilers! I'm like, no, not really, because some of the stuff might get taken away for the final product.
Mm-hmm. Stop asking me for suggestions. He's like, should the stained glass be the gate? This is all in the chat, by the way. He's like, should the stained glass be the gate?
Listen, Bond, I trust you. You're really smart, Bond.
I think it's also because, you know, it's also to give you a bit more creative freedom. I know that some people don't necessarily like that.
I've learned people hate creative freedom, apparently. Which I'm like, dang.
Well, I mean, Emily's been saying that to you for years with the thumbnails.
I'm trying to give you guys less creative freedom nowadays, but you know.
I think it's usually because if people aren't used to working on a certain project, then they're not too familiar with the ins and outs, so they might misinterpret an artistic vision, and so they're not as comfortable. But you know, when it's the case of, oh, you know, we can probably you and I at some point you need to do that experiment where we each write you know, one episode of another series in secret and see if anyone notices.
Yeah, I don't. That would be interesting.
Yeah, because like we can probably get away with that. But in most cases, you know, not everyone has got to that stage.
Very Eden when Aiden right to
Is it?
Aiden line or Jacob line, I guess is a thing as well.
We love Aiden Line and
pick it up
Jacob
on the
Line.
amount of is in a scene.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, who
Yeah,
knows?
sorry.
Who knows? I may intentionally write very different.
This is also true because if we do end up doing that at some point, then it would be the other person putting the scene together. So as far as that goes,
Did I do my math wrong? Oh god, please don't tell me I did my math wrong. I
Mhm.
tried to calculate some. I'm looking at some like the.
I love
Uh,
this. Some creative freedom, but don't drop the leash.
Drop in the
Oh, no.
Atlantic Ocean. Whee!
Oh, my goodness. Now that Clemai Season 2 is gone, can you explain the Duncan spoiler? No, because that's going to be part of the book, remember? It's going to be books now. So we need to buy the books in order to find out the answer now.
yeah. And also, I was just going to say, technically, technically, the season 1 remake was actually going to explain that too in a much better light. And anyway, so it's like, season 1 and season 2 and stuff are going to be in books and stuff like that. But like I said, because remember, I did say like after season 2, I think I was going to do the season 1 remake, but I was like, but like I said in the video, I did talk about
how to do this.
how much I think Cryptid Lens would work well as books because I feel like I have more freedom to.
Yeah.
You need to know.
I'm not buying the book. Then you will never know.
So I need it.
Bond's getting a bunch of animator money. You know, they can use some of that on a book.
See if I can find the script again. Please tell me I didn't. I don't think I deleted the script. I just try and remember where I put
Let's
it.
say it's that, I guess, just for now.
Where is it? Where is it? Ah, there it
With
is.
my internet. Everything.
I don't know. You haven't said
like
a word in this
going.
entire stream, and I've been wondering about that.
Oh, by the way, Emily.
I just generally
how-
haven't been
how is-
talking.
How is Final Break shenanigans going? How is that going on your end?
Oh.
Any cool writing progress you have for us? Like any episodes done or anything?
Episode
Any
1's
whole
completely
episodes?
done. We need to finish going over that because I need to. I'll buy it with Emily's.
I'm not sure if my audience are well, people watching right now are aware, but I'm not sure if my VOD watchers are aware what Final Break actually is.
Okay, Final Break is an animated series animated by Bond,
Yeah, explain
written
my
by
series
Emily.
for me.
About
That was
kids at a British school.
You should see the wiki pages
British,
for Music of the Fallen Angels. They are
British boarding school at a British boarding school, but something goes wrong. That's all you need to know.
By the way, I did
fascinated and he continues anyway.
I've made.
Hey, he's not going to take that line down.
Okay, I may need to tweak. I may need to tweak this, but so.
You know, I'm a male. I'll voice all the male characters, Bond. It's okay.
Anyways, so.
I'm kidding. I'll be all the men. Hello,
Anyways.
I am man.
So there are things called. So there are different scrolls that have different ways of like summoning people and stuff like that. If I'm reading the script right. So, so what Mandy had was a summoning scroll that was called the emergency summoning scroll. The reason why he did that was because he wanted to make sure that she's safe and stuff like that, just in case if she was in danger.
Yeah.
What if she was on the toilet, though?
What?
What if he was on the toilet? No, what if she used the summoning
Why
scroll?
would she use an emergency? Why would she use an emergency summoning scroll if she's on the toilet?
Not she, Duncan.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, so if Duncan is in that moment indisposed. Okay, I see what you mean now. That's a fair
Like,
question.
what if Duncan's in the toilet and, like, she's like, oh no, I'm about to be murdered. Throws down a summoning scroll and he just summons him and he has his pants down and, you know, like,
there's an actual Dragon Ball Z joke. There's an actual Dragon Ball Z joke that is like that, and it actually got censored in the first American version.
Okay.
At one
Anyways,
point,
they
Master Roshi burst out, tried to pull up his trousers from the bathroom. They actually made it so they digitally they colored over that, and so you just had like really long trousers in that one scene.
Anyways, there are rules, and this is kind of why I'm trying to do it more in books, because I feel like trying to explain stuff about how scrolls and magic works is going to seem like I'm over explaining stuff in a series or in a movie and stuff like that. And I could find like a good medium in books. So anyway, there are like rules and laws with summoning scrolls. So let's say if Duncan is like really injured, then she can't not summon him using the emergency summoning scroll, unless she's trying to summon him so she can like heal him or take him to the hospital or something like that. That's the
How does the scroll know her intentions?
what?
How does the scroll know her intentions? How do they know
It's activated.
why she's summoning him? Like,
If the scroll
like,
gets activated, then that's all you would need, I presume.
yeah,
Yes.
like,
She has to think of like what's her intention of the scroll. So if the scroll sees her intention that she needs help from Duncan, then and the scroll then like, okay, so okay, yep, Duncan is on the scroll. These are the laws he made on the scroll about how to use it, so everything should be fine or whatever. So it's kind of, so scrolls in Magica are kind of sentient, but at the same time not. So they're not exactly alive, but they can tell if the scroll is being used for good purposes or wrongly.
You know what I just thought of right there?
What?
I'm the scroll, I'm the scroll, I'm the scroll,
Oh,
I'm the scroll.
I hate that.
I'm the If your life's coming to an end, then you best summon your friend. I'm the scroll.
Yeah, anyway, so there are I think there's a scroll for like different realms, but they are rare or harder to use. And so some of those scrolls are better used to be portals, but you have to like master that, stuff like that. So you may have to be like a witch or a sorcerer and stuff like that who understand arcana and magic and stuff like that to use it. It's not a good idea to use an advanced scroll if you're just learning magic.
and Mandy doesn't know magic.
Arcanine
So...
magic?
Yeah. But there are like smaller scrolls that can still like teleport you to somewhere, but only to like a town or an inn that's like is there a safe place where you're not going to get harm or anything like that if it's a good town. Because there are towns that are pretty bad and you don't really want to go there unless you need something there that can cause harm or something like that.
Oh, hey guys, I just accidentally found out how to make like rolled up paper.
Ooh, that actually could be useful. And stuff.
Hold on, I had to put your screen back on. Don't do anything yet. I put Emily's
sorry.
on. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah. So I was, because I'm trying to figure out how to make a fox head right now, and I was like, oh, and then I found this. And I was like, oh, what does this do? Which is really good actually for like the effect of rolled up paper.
I think
if I ever
seen
need that
in Gumball.
Oh, KW or the scrolls.
Terry.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you mean, like legal? Do you mean legal in Magica or legal in Earthia, or what do you mean? Because I will answer, but I just need to know what you mean by that.
Do both. Are they legal in Magica or
Yes, in certain scrolls are legal, like teleporting to like inns and stuff like that, or emergency scrolls. Some like the harder scrolls that can teleport you to different realms and stuff like that aren't necessarily legal unless you're a very advanced magic user and know a lot of knowledge of magic, stuff like that. But that's the reason why those kind of scrolls are rare or harder to find, because it's really, really advanced and can be very dangerous. Because best way to explain it, so if you try to go to Eartheria or something like that, and you're a basic magic user, you can either explode one of the worlds or realms, or explode yourself. You kind of you could either die or you destroy millions of people's lives.
Hmm.
So I
What if
hope
someone
that's
wants to destroy people's lives? I mean, that seems pretty easy. I'm gonna be honest.
The risk,
Seems
the other
pretty-
risk is still death, Aiden.
Well, yeah, but I
The
mean,
other
if you
option
want to, if
remains
you
death.
want to kill, sometimes people just want to kill people. So you know.
But like I said, those
But
kind
they
of
don't
scrolls.
always want to take themselves out at the same time.
I know what to do here. Hold on.
And also, like I said, those scrolls are very rare. Like there is a 0.00000000001% chance to find any of those kind of scrolls.
Is that like an exaggeration or is that the actual math?
That's an exaggeration. I can't do math. You know that.
I don't actually. I've never quizzed you on math.
Don't get me started on math. Okay,
Mm.
I'm already trying to figure out my math with the ages I put down for this demon book.
Good grief. It seems to be a thing that a lot of authors seem to struggle with for some reason.
Hey, look, man, we
Like I
we
found-
write fiction to have fun, not to
Sorry.
do math.
Is there a word for when your main character POV isn't the main character in the story?
like no D&D
because-
player ever.
Why do you live in Bond? Why? Did I say something wrong? Like I tried to explain it again.
No, I think Bond may just want to join the stream. Maybe. You know what's wrong?
No. Bond just said I'm about to go feral on this concept. Oh no.
Well, you know,
Okay, this is
I
gonna be
do.
interesting.
How
I'm trying
do
to tweak it. I'm trying to tweak the magic and stuff like that, Bond.
here's the problem that I'm realizing. Ears are incredibly difficult. I'm learning. Actually, head in general is difficult because here's that sounds whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh,
look,
BB,
we
you
do know what you
struggle
mean.
with that?
We do know what you mean.
Struggle with that? Wow.
Look, it's just
You know, I thought you would be a master at that kind of stuff, but I guess I could.
Why? Why
can't-
did you
I
think
can't-
that?
I
What?
cannot continue this bit and keep this PG rating.
Yeah.
Because I can totally answer this in a humorous way, but I can't. So, here's the
Do
problem.
it.
Private chat if you want to.
Literally,
Do
Here's the
know-
problem with this, right? Which is because I'm using reference images, right?
yeah.
But they're just images. They aren't 3D. Which is annoying
Harder.
because I don't know how
mean-
far I need to go in the incision points.
I
To
mean,
be able to reach
do you have
the
any?
right-
Do you have any like 3D? How about you look at some 3D shows? Like Code Lyoko has 3D characters with ears. Maybe you could do that.
No, but my problem that's not the issue, right? Because here, right? So
I'm
if you try to
going
sculpt
make an
this,
incision, whatever that means.
because see, you can sculpt, right? And you can do this, right? And you can get it to nice and at that level. But as you can see, it starts making a little
You're sculpting
crater
over
because
a
I'm
flat
not.
image.
Well, it's because I'm making a crater because I'm at an angle because this is the easiest point of view for it. Which means the only way to make it actually convenient flat is to go up here. But then, naturally, I can't see the image.
Oh.
So
Is there no way to make that? Is there a way to make that transparent, like, or like to show like just the bones of the sphere?
this is transparent.
Oh right, it's because because I forgot. Yeah, flat image, of course. Yeah, 2D. My bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
All
so
right.
because the convenient way would be going from the top, right? Because then I could just shave it off. But I don't know how
there-
far to shave it off.
Is there a way for
Oh.
you to try to copy the image in 2D first and then try to 3D it that way?
Well, no, that's the thing. The image is already in here. See,
Right.
that's why this is an extra mode because then I can just trace the lines, right? But
Yeah, okay.
you know.
All right. Okay. I'm not gonna get a good moment to put one in. So here we go. Hello.
Hi, Bon.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Oh boy.
Bon,
Okay,
do you have any
KW.
advice?
Let's talk about this. No. Just let me. I have the floor. I have the talking sticks. Let's
Right,
talk
but do you
about it.
have advice?
I do not have advice. I
Oh,
need
okay.
answers.
Oh boy.
All these answers that I have been promised.
I'm
KW. I just want to get this straight, okay?
okay.
So this object that can come in a variety of like it has variations and it's kind of acts like a port key sometimes where it can teleport you to specific places, whatever.
Yes, that is correct.
Can
These are accurate
sometimes
statements, yeah.
have a risk of exploding different worlds
Okay.
and realms
Idea.
or yourself with it if used.
No.
And this is a legal item that has been passed by some sort of
No.
Well, you know, you have
government.
to. Well, you know, you have to get like a license and everything, and
No, Bon,
Shouldn't
that's
matter.
There's like a 3-day
No,
waiting
Bun, you're
period.
yeah.
No,
Anyways,
Bon,
let KW speak.
It's not about expertise, it's about risk.
Bon,
Okay.
no. You're talking about
Okay,
like
I
realm scrolls. There are different versions of scrolls. So there are scrolls that are like port keys that are only used for port keys. There are scrolls that you can only use for like teleporting someone, like an emergency scroll with certain rules and laws on it. And then the ones you're talking
Sure.
about that could explode the world or explode yourself are like the ones that can make you travel to another realm. And those ones are the super rare and the most advanced ones, and only certain people can able to use that scroll easily when they have so much knowledge of that said scroll. But they're so rare and hard to find that literally you cannot
All right, fine. In that case, if these certain realm traveling
second.
scrolls are so rare, what is Zach's pendant?
Zach's so that was a lore that I was going to go into a bit more in if there was gonna be like a season 3 or a movie. So Zach's mom was a werewolf witch. And she discovered a way to make a
Oh, accidentally found how to make a block of cheese, like a cheese board.
she found a way because she was actually very advanced. Probably like one of the top witches out there in the magical realm, where she was able to create that sort of kind of magic of a scroll, but into like a pendant or a necklace. But
Did
Zach
she
doesn't
find
know.
a scroll and then turn it into a pendant, or was she able to?
She was
harness
able
that
to create
magic?
it. She was able to create it.
Okay, then that also implies that even though these magical rare scrolls are super, super hard to find and super, super hard to obtain, you can just create magic that does the exact same thing.
No, she was the only one who can do it because no one
Why?
else know how to do it.
She
Wait.
found a way.
And a pot. Let's go. I'm learning so
Yeah,
many things.
but
I don't know
guess
how to make
Yes,
a pot,
that's
but I'm
what,
learning
that's what
so
she
many
said
things.
before.
This is crazy.
Don't worry, BB. We
Found
can,
a way.
the video, the chat can see you, or the VOD watchers can see what's going on right now on your end. They can hear what KW is saying, so we don't need to.
Sure.
You know, the two can overlap for now.
So basically, what I'm trying to say, Bo, is that she was the only one who can do it, and the Dark World killed her, and so all of that secrets and stuff like that is kind of lost
Whoa.
because she died.
Okay, fine. But even these super duper rare scrolls, even those are legal, even with the risks.
Not, not
Yesn't.
yes, but they have.
Yes or no?
It's
Yesn't.
like you need permission to get them. They need to your backgrounds and stuff like that.
Oh, so it's like gun laws in everywhere that isn't America.
yes, baby.
We already made.
Yes.
We already made that joke
Literally.
of a 3-day waiting period.
We did, but I guess it didn't fully click.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, second question. So I'm assuming that the scrolls that can transport people against their will is not a type of scroll that is illegal. It is a legal scroll that can be used.
Yes, and
Why? Why is that legal?
again, because Duncan, when Duncan gave that scroll to Mandy, he put on certain conditions and rules on that scroll for her to summon him under those conditions and rules. If those conditions or rules are not met, then she can't summon him.
So let's say someone was out to capture Duncan, I don't know, like the Dark
Whoa,
Warlock,
Jesus.
and he had his hands on perhaps a scroll from his ex-girlfriend.
The Dark Warlock doesn't have an ex-girlfriend?
No,
Well, if,
no,
if anything
man,
falls
I-
in the wrong hands, then that's always a.
Does that mean the Dark Warlock now has access to a scroll that can keep Duncan contained in one place at his will? At
No.
the Dark Warlock's will?
No.
Look,
Again,
I'm
because of
Bon.
certain conditions.
I don't get how this works.
Because
Am I alone on this?
Because of rules and conditions. So let's say the Dark Warlock has somehow got that scroll. If he tried to use it, he can't. Because it's only Mandy can use it because of the certain rules and conditions. So if Duncan put it, only Mandy can use it, then the Dark Warlock cannot use it because only Mandy can.
I see.
Third question.
Yes.
Duncan got stuck in Earthera
Mhm.
and apparently could have gone back to Magicka if he wanted to
Oh, Jesus.
and didn't.
Wow.
Why?
Okay. So when he first appeared at Earthera with Kendra, he didn't know what exactly was going on. All he knew that Kendra was bored and wanted to go somewhere, and he's like, "All right, fine, whatever. Let's just go. I'm bored too."
Yes, we know the story. Kendra brought Duncan to Earthera to do evil stuff, and then Duncan didn't like that, and Kendra left him there.
Yeah, she sort of just walked away. They haven't broken up the relationship at first until like a
I
few
don't
months.
care about their relationship. Why didn't he go back to Magicka?
He didn't go back to Magicka at that point because he didn't know how
Why?
to at first. Because he didn't know magic.
He didn't know magic.
No.
Okay.
Also, he
but
learned.
where did
Also, he learned
learn
magic
said magic
outside of Magicka. So he learned it.
Yeah, he had to find a way to learn magic at Earthera and also get some
Yeah,
help
Paul
in a
asked him
way.
what that way was.
So if you remember the staff that he had to kill Kendra, he found that staff and learned that his old friend left that staff in Earthera. So he's been learning how to use magic using that staff and found a way to get back to Magicka. But
All right, more questions. They just keep coming in with every answer you provide, KW. You tell me Duncan found
This sounds
just
familiar,
happened
doesn't it,
upon
Bon?
a magical staff from Magicka left by one of his quote old friends, unnamed, I guess, in the case that Kendra may have left Duncan in Earthera. Am I getting this right?
he just didn't randomly found it. That's the thing.
How did he get it then?
He's the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
He's the chosen one.
Of course.
So-
Yeah.
So this is why I needed to do a Prolix series. So basically, what happened was that you find this is we're gonna be in the books, hopefully. If I get it right.
If you get it right. What do you
You-
mean if you get it right?
You find out if I when me is
Why
being
got changed
the
to books,
characters
so
right in my
got
head. are
easier answers.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so you found out that Mandy's dad, before he passed away, owned a museum, and her mom now runs that museum. when Mandy and Duncan went to that museum to check out artifacts and stuff like that, he found a staff that people say, "Oh, it's the Merlin staff," but really, it's not the Merlin staff. It's just a wizard, not wizard staff, a sorcerer staff. And Duncan was looking into it more, and when he was looking at like the information or whatever, that's actually not accurate at all. The staff kind of just like glowed and teleported out of its cage and was in Duncan's hands.
But you just said that Duncan found this staff from an old friend.
He finds out that it belongs to his old friend. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, guys, I'm dumb. I looked up some advice, and it turns out most people just make the ears as separate meshes entirely. That's I tried making it part of the head initially, which I guess is not the status quo, which makes significantly more sense.
Well, there you go. You're getting there. Congrats.
All right, keep going, keep going. I'm curious. I'm listening.
Yeah, we're all curious, KW.
Yeah.
I like listening to the fire burn.
Okay, we'll keep asking.
I'm gonna switch over to.
So.
All right, I'm gonna switch over back to Emily's perspective because she only got like a little bit of time on screen before.
What's Emily doing? I can't really pay attention.
I'm
We're
gonna
making a young character.
I was
Anyways,
just like, I'm just gonna start making random ass
Who's gonna voice these
stuff,
guys?
just little children versions of them because I'm dead sure they're never gonna be used, but now they exist.
I mean,
actually
didn't
speaking,
didn't you say that you had like you started your other scene? You did say you started your Mutant Girl scene before.
Oh yeah. I need to.
Yeah, well, that was my story, wasn't it?
This is what the stream was
No, but,
titled. I was going to show off my one, but we kind of got caught up with everyone else.
But also for the flashback for the flashbacks you want to eventually have in the episodes, you could hypothetically design a bunch of random background characters and random students for the flashback scenes, so you could fill up the classrooms and stuff, and like fill up the hallways.
Anyways, Bond, what's your questions?
He now has this staff.
Yes.
He does not know how to use said staff, but he now has it and thinks to himself, this was left for me. I can use this to get back home.
Not at first. He just thought, why did the staff appear in front of me?
Okay, fine.
What did I do? Did I do super
Forward,
wrong?
he realizes he can use it to go back home.
Yes.
How does he learn to use that magic, and why does that staff also contain properties like Zach's necklace, like the very ultra rare scrolls? This seems like easier magic to create than you seem to be letting on.
Only the pendant that Zach has and Duncan's staff are the only magical artifacts that can do it.
Well,
But
isn't
the
that
staff,
convenient?
but here's the but the staff can only be used to go back to Magica twice. That's why he doesn't go back to Magica at all. He only uses it once to see what's going on at home, and then come back to Eartheria and decide, I'm not going to use this staff anymore because it could be dangerous.
It could be.
How convenient that they found the only two objects in the entirety of the realms to perform that magic.
But you don't see the staff being used that way.
What do you mean? That's exactly how it's used.
Right, but you don't. If you read when the books come out, it's not going to happen. He's not going to go back to Magica using the staff.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Why? Please explain why.
Why what?
Why won't he go back to Magica?
Why in the version? Yeah, the version that we saw.
because this is.
I
one of the
think
things
what
that
Kid was
it-
trying to say is that because he only had 2 journeys. Yeah, if he only had 2 journeys, then he has to use them, because I guess if he does decide to go back, that means he can't return to Etheria anymore. And if he's got stuff to do in Etheria, then he therefore has to stay there before he returns to Magica at some point. Or just
What
he made
kind
friends,
of things
one
his
of those.
whole purpose should be to go back home? He's not going to pursue other things in Earthera.
Well, actually,
I mean, he learned magic while he was there. He's not ET, he's got other stuff going on.
Oh my god, I'm
Learn
so
magic.
stupid.
He had a wand teleport into his hand with a little message on it that says
Snap.
you can only use this
Because
once.
he's technically not welcome at Magica because he's a half
Nah,
dragon.
okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
But what do you mean he's not welcome?
because
was
he's a half
born
dragon,
there.
half
He
human.
lived there all his life, and the only reason he left was because Kendra took him out. What do you mean he's not welcome? Because of his species.
Racism.
Yeah,
Racism, but
because he's not a pure dragon, Bond. He's not a pure dragon. He's a half dragon. And they are considered. So they're technically considered not full-on dragons or whatever, and not part of Magica because half of them is human.
Uh-huh.
So that's why. So he decided to stay Earthera because he felt more welcome.
Forgetting about the friends and family he may have in Magica. No,
Nah,
they'll
be fine.
racism.
He
I
only
want
had
everybody
one
to this
friend.
place.
He only had one old friend. That is it, and a girlfriend now that's technically his ex.
What about
He
his
doesn't-
family?
His family?
Is
They-
his family
they don't like
racist
him?
too?
Yeah.
I don't like him.
Wait, you said wait. Is his family not also wait? Does his family not have the same problem?
So presumably Duncan was created from a human and a dragon. They
Yes.
both had a baby, expecting it to be one or the other. And they're like, "Oh God, it's a mix of the two. Oh, this thing's disgusting. We
Well,
don't want
technically,
this
his
here."
mom died due to childbirth.
Uh huh.
So his
And
dad,
dad?
he's a full-on dragon, and he doesn't like his son.
But he liked his mom.
He didn't know that his mom was pregnant.
What?
Okay.
I to be fair, who knows? Whoever knows if your own mother is pregnant?
There
You
are
know, I mean, you're too
fine.
busy. You're too busy in the womb taking all the nutrients.
No, baby. She's saying that the dad didn't know that his wife, quote unquote, was pregnant.
It wasn't his wife. This is
So they have like a one night stand or something?
Yeah.
yes,
dragon?
literally.
Why would you have a one night stand with someone you're racist
Wait.
against?
Yeah.
That implies if the mom is a human, that implies that this dragon went to Earthera, had a one night stand
Humans
with a
are
human,
in
and left.
Magica. Bond. There are some humans in Magica.
So what's the problem? Why is there racism against humans?
Well, okay. To be fair, there's a lot of different people in the real world too, and there's racism against them. So
The reason why, Bond, is because when Magica
And I reconnect, and the
Before
first thing I
Magica
hear is
became
about
a city.
racism. Just can't escape it this week, can I?
humans,
Jacob,
humans,
we've gone so far past. You've missed so much.
the
We're talking about
humans,
like one night stands now.
the humans, before Magica
Oh.
was ever a thing, the humans were basically
oh is
killing-
probably a valid response.
basically killing magical creatures and stuff like that. So a few very powerful magical people who have very advanced magic stuff like that created a realm called Magica to protect those said magical creatures.
But there are humans in Magica, so that seems counterproductive if
few.
humans can get in.
Very few.
There are still humans, though. It doesn't matter if there's very few. It seems counterproductive if it doesn't work.
Because they getting killed off by the magical creatures.
Because what?
They're getting killed off in Magicka.
How did the humans get in?
Because some of them have a magical aura, stuff like that, where they were born to have magic.
So okay. So these humans who were quote born with magical auras that can transport them to other realms when you said that
No.
it is a very rare thing to
No,
occur.
the humans cannot do that. I don't know where you're getting that from.
What do you mean? You said they have magical auras. I asked you how the humans got in, and you responded, they have magical auras. They can get in.
Because they were born in Magicka. They didn't
They were
teleport
born in
themselves.
Magicka.
Yes.
If they were born there, why is there racism?
Exactly.
Because again,
You don't
because
know
If
That
they-
implies that there wouldn't
if
be-
they
they
were
hate the
born there,
humans. Because the humans were trying to kill the magical creatures. So they think, oh, they're trying to steal our power. Oh, they're trying to overpopulate Magicka. We're still not safe.
You're trying to steal our power. Let's have more one-night stands with them and give birth to magical children to be born. in
Okay,
Magicka.
to be fair, some
You got
people in the real world.
Sorry?
Yeah, are born into places and
I
are
can't
subject to
hear you at all,
racism.
Jacob.
That in the real world that happens all. That's not
Well,
necessarily anything.
Oh, great! Now Ghosty's here.
Oh no.
Ghosty, I hope you
Doesn't matter,
enjoyed our
BB said what I
lovely
was gonna say
discussion.
anyway.
Apparently, I don't.
I'm so lost right now.
I'm having a lot
I'm
of
just
lag.
sitting here filming. I'm just sitting here filming.
Sure, they're born-
It's
I'm
a-
sitting here color correcting, so
They're born into like, for lack of a racist realm against humans.
Yep.
But then they're also being born in Magicka, implying that there are magical creatures getting together with humans despite their hate of them.
hang on. Why were
that
they
was
born
only
with
that
magical
was
auras?
only one. That was only one thing. That was Duncan's dad and mom. That's it.
Wait, why are the
But you
humans
just
born
said
with
there were magical
auras?
people in Magicka!
Yes.
Why?
There are
And you
humans
just-
that are
What?
born.
So you said that there are magical people in Magicka, and I asked, how did they get in? And you said there are humans that are born in Magicka, and I said,
Yeah.
that implies that magical creatures are getting together and
No!
having kids.
No, Bond. No, Bond. No. It's just people are able to born with magic. They don't need to get with magical creatures to have magic.
How?
Why are they born with magic though?
So it's like Muggle.
Yeah, how are they born
It's
with
like
magic?
Muggle-borns then.
Literally. Thank you, Jacob.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's an entirely. Well, what?
Is it though?
Okay.
Some people are just born with magic. Some people aren't. Like that's just a simple thing.
And
Like
some have
there's
magic pressed
no-
upon them. That's the Shakespeare quote, isn't it?
Uh-huh. So yeah, people are born with magic, so they are born in Earth era and just have magic for reasons.
No, there's no humans in Earthia are born with magic. Only in Magicka.
So there are humans born in
Yeah.
Magicka.
I just said that, Bon.
Okay, so what does
I think
does
that the idea is
magical
that
cre- Go ahead, Jacob.
okay. I think what Caleb is trying to say here is that any humans nowadays who are born with magic will be born in Magicka.
You're underwater. I
If
can't
they're
understand you. I'm so
originally-
sorry.
Okay, what? I'll deal with that when I
Oh,
stop lagging.
He's back. He's back.
No,
He's
you're
back.
back. Say it again.
Oh, okay. Well, any humans that are born in magic nowadays are born in Magicka, but back in the day, when humans would have traveled from Earthera, they didn't have magic already. It's by virtue of living in the realm of Magicka itself that some of them began to be born with magic. I think, if I'm getting this correctly, I'm
Yes.
trying to counteract lag right now.
What?
Oh, okay,
Wait,
good.
Sure.
How did they originally come to Magicka then?
Exactly.
Because Magica
Magica was a
didn't
place
exist
that was
because
created
Ma-
to. It's like the hidden world from How to Train Your Dragon. It's created specifically so that these creatures can hide away from people who are killing them.
Yes.
Doesn't mean they're not going to find it eventually.
What?
How did they get in? It's a realm that can only be accessed through very rare scrolls and apparently 2 objects that our protagonists happen to have.
Like,
And
I'm
then, if they aren't born with magic in Etheria, how did they get in the first place if they need
No,
magic?
that's just
Perhaps they
That's
were
what you
let in
guys are-
somehow.
okay,
No.
guys
Keith,
Emily,
getting confused.
It's saying that people with magic are being born in Magica.
I don't care about that necessity. I'm more confused how that started.
Me too.
Because technically some humans were born with magic, and some humans aren't born with magic.
I
KW,
mean, how
can
they
you-
got
Hold
to
on.
Magica in the first place, and then magically powers started appearing. If they didn't
I love
have
how I can't understand
magic, how
anyone.
did they get in?
KW, can you write us like a creation myth or something? Like Magica's version of
Isn't
Genesis
that what
1?
the book is supposed to be?
okay, children, I have a solution for this.
I'm so confused.
Me too. It's called buying the book.
I
No,
don't
Aiden,
know.
I was
Imagine-
promised answers. Aiden, I was promised answers. I want them.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
but you
actually
guys are
have-
getting so confused on everything when I'm trying to answer because there is every single explanation, but it seems you guys are getting more and more confused.
Yes.
I have a solution for this that
inaccurate.
actually shush.
Please, Ghosty,
Fine.
please help me. Please.
Like the creation of the realm of Magica itself took a lot of power. And some of that power is leaking out into Earthera and causing some humans to be born with magic.
But humans aren't born with magic in Etheria. So
Yeah.
But KW is saying that some people are born with magic.
in
Yeah, but she's
Magica.
saying only the humans that are quote born with magic cannot be born in Earthera. They are only.
I didn't
born.
say that, but I'm
Yes,
saying
you
that
did.
that's where you're getting confused.
But that's
I was-
what you said.
No, you're trying to say that you thought that humans are going into Magica. That's what you're trying to say.
Wait, isn't that what you said?
Well, they must have
No, I
originally
never
born
said
to
that.
Magica.
I said there are magical people that are born in Magica. Yes, that's what I said. But that's because
You said people who have magical auras or are born with some form of magic cannot be born in Earthera.
mostly, like 90%, but there are rare occasions where people who are born with magical auras, but they do not know how to use magic. So rather than, this is the part where I'm trying to get to, is that they have something called True Sight where they can see the magical stuff.
This was an awful little plan. Okay.
So
I'm confused.
now join the club, Ghosty. We're all confused.
Ghosty, how have you been? We haven't talked in a while.
I went to
Go in a different VC. I still want answers.
therapy today to sort out my.
Oh, I
very
guess you
rich-
better prepare. I guess you better schedule in another session.
Anyway,
Can I
you were
join?
saying about your therapy, Ghosty.
You don't leave. Oh my god.
Well, KW felt bullied. They
I was
have the
promised
right to
answers.
leave.
My answers.
I'm still confused. I'm more confused
I
than I
love
was
Bond.
before.
Bond, instead of feeling bad, is like, but my answers.
My
But the
Jacob.
solution.
God,
Jacob's gone too. It's all.
everyone is disappearing.
Anyway, I went to therapy today to sort out my crippling daddy issues.
Yay! That's
Move.
fun.
Anyone have tips on how to promote things?
Well, you
Seems to
could
be
always
going
try.
well so far, Emily. Just
other
keep going.
social
It is
media
going well, I just want to-
platforms, posting
You could try promoting
teasers.
them.
maybe shorts,
Oh,
maybe make
oh,
a Twitter
really?
for
Good one,
it.
Yeah.
BB. Good one, BB.
Thanks.
For instance, I just made an Instagram. I hate it. I hate it so much.
No,
But
I
it's
actually
less of a
deleted my
hellhole.
Instagram account a while back.
Me too.
Oh yeah, the Meta AI thing.
Yeah.
That's annoying. That's annoying.
Oh, ain't no way.
Yeah, everything's being collected for their AI machine now, so I ended up just deleting the account.
I wasn't planning on tiptoeing around the subject. I was promised answers. And these answers are not living up to what I was hoping they'd be.
Okay, Bon, I have a non-canon solution. If you'd hear me
Okay.
out for a second.
So ready.
Earthera was created, but a lot of the residual magic is leaking out into Earthera and causing some mortals
You
to
mean
be born
Magica was
with it.
created and it's leaking out to Earthera?
Yes.
Okay.
Some people are being born with magic because of the residual power.
Sure, we'll forget that KW said people with magic can only be born in Magica. It's leaking out from the creation of Magica. Great. And then they can cross over to Magica, and that's how humans got in. Great.
Yes, that's how humans got in. At least that's how
Sure.
my headcanon of how humans got in. Makes a lot more sense than, just kind of beating around the bush, Bon.
Sure.
Give an apology to KW, please.
Why? I was asking questions.
Why apologize? I
there
wanted
were too
my
many-
Why
answers.
am I apologizing
Like,
for
there were
asking questions that I was going to get answered?
You were going to get answered, but too many people kind of hopped on it, and KW felt like they were being bullied.
So why am I apologizing when other people were hopping on?
Oh, it's not just you, Bond. I said KW has an apology directed towards everyone except for Aiden, who actually
I asked a
inherits the
single
changes-
question.
Yeah, BB, apologize.
And I tried to
I made
clarify
more
that.
fun of Bond than I made fun of KW, for the record. I straight up made a little puppet out of my sphere out of Bond. Because I found out how to make a little mouth move by accident.
Yeah, you know what, BB? You owe me an apology.
God, I'm so sorry, Bond.
I will never ever forgive you.
I'm so sorry, man.
Ghosty, but like, I went in announcing my intentions.
And saying that they're about to go feral, so there was a fair warning, for
There
sure.
was much warning. And the sad reality is, it's just gonna be like the FNAF lore. It's never gonna be solved.
Like,
Speaking of
sometimes
FNAF, well, this is
unsolved...
the same thing that happened in Secrets of the Plex, isn't it? You know, that where, you're trying to answer questions in real time and you end up, making a mess of things.
I guess I'll just take this here.
That happened only once, and that was because I made a gut-wrenching mistake, which I revoked.
Yep, you sure did. Sure did, bud.
Anyway, I just want help with names. Mood names are hard. Anyway, I went to therapy to sort out my crippling daddy issues, and now I'm here.
Oh, see,
Yum.
it's great how relatable that is.
Yum.
Yum yum.
KW, I thought you had Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Guys, what is
Which, by the way, if I'd known
Yu-Gi-Oh?
that was tonight, I wouldn't have done this stream tonight because I asked to sit in that next one. What is Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, she's gonna come back in and start explaining everything.
I played
Is that the
Yu-Gi-Oh.
weird card game looking
It's like a
thing?
Utopia. I thought music was.
Yeah, it is the card game one. I watched Yu-Gi-Oh here and there whenever it was on like Nickelodeon in the early morning years ago.
a
And I
card
played the
game
card
one.
game. And then I played the card game once or twice with my ex, and then never again. But it was their special interest, so I did it anyways.
I challenge you to a children's card game.
I played Gathering. I'm old.
I would like to get there, but that's money, and I
But
don't
Yu-Gi-Oh was
really
created in
care
the
right now.
90s. How long is Gathering?
I
Magic
think
the
older
Gathering?
than
I
the
don't know.
90s. It's pretty old.
So, Ghost,
hey,
are you
Bon?
working on anything interesting?
No, I'm not working on anything interesting.
Oh no,
I-
93. Let's see, which
93?
one's older than?
Oh.
You.
Well, that makes me feel better.
I feel really bad because I don't know what Magic of the
Mops
Gathering is.
mix
either.
Oh well, Bon, I can't. Oh well, Bon, I can make you feel worse though. The Yu-Gi-Oh card game came out in '99, so Magic is still older.
Mops McFlops! Yo!
Anyway, hey, Bon,
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
what color did you play? Black?
Yeah.
What?
Red?
Why are y'all talking about
It was a long
colours?
time ago. I think
Yeah,
it was Black.
you definitely pinned me as a black player. Don't worry, you're in good company.
What?
It was a long. I
What?
played that ages ago, and I played it with family, and then we just all stopped playing. We transitioned to Jenga.
Uno is the
it
best
escalated
card
from
game.
there. I played Uno, yeah. Very intense Uno. I play Uno with buds. Like,
Uno is so
Finally, a
good.
thing I know.
We were talking about this.
do you guys know that Uno variation where like on the other side of the card there are like more cards? Like if you flip it,
Uno
you could just play a
flip?
whole different game.
Yes,
Yeah,
Uno.
that's the one.
Yeah,
I play that one.
That is
I
pretty
love
fun
that
version
one.
of Uno.
I really want to play the new No Mercy one.
Hold on.
It has like +10s in it, and I think that'd just be funny.
I mean, honestly, that would be pretty fun. Like, I would love to do that as actual video. Oh my god, Lilith and Adam plays Uno against each other.
I
No
have
Mercy.
Uno.
Well, I had the app, but then EA decided to be weird with me. You know, and it won't let me play it because I got some sort of weird account now, and even though I bought the game, don't ask me. I'm annoyed by the online Uno thing. I want to play it, I just can't.
It takes like 3 seconds to make an EA account. You did it for like The Sims. That's like the only reason why I have it. But
Aiden, it's not worth it. BB and Emily will just like destroy you.
You
okay, I destroyed you guys
underestimate.
at Blazing 8s. I didn't do anything in Uno.
Same thing. Come on.
Okay, wait.
No, it's not the same thing. What
I'll
are you
be right
talking
back.
about?
Same game. Come on.
No, it's not the same game. If it's the same game, then I'm a penguin. I'm trying very hard not to swear.
Then I'm a Penguino.
What?
We can be penguinos together.
Penguin isn't a
amigo.
swear
Yeah.
anyway,
Penguino,
Aiden.
I want to be a penguino.
What?
My
Penguin is a
favorite swear word, penguin.
Penguin is a swear word to me.
Yeah.
You don't know what the
Guys,
penguin
I'm gonna
said to me
say
in
a bad
97.
word. Penguin.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm so
That must
dumb.
make little
You
cousin.
were born in 2003.
You don't.
You guys sound like my little
Damn,
cousin.
you're old.
Like my
You-
little cousin will just walk up to me and say, like,
Born
uh,
2003. You don't know what Danny's
Hey,
a crap.
can I say a bad word? Can I say a bad word? I'm like, sure. And he's like, I think so and so is being really, really stupid. I'm just like, oh,
That's not a bad word.
oh no, it's so sweet.
What
If
is
you
a
want, I
bad
could say
word?
a swear
Oh,
right
like
now.
But obviously, I play it off as like, I can't believe you said that. You know,
Oh,
play
I
it off.
can't believe you done this.
I can't believe you've done
I've
this.
done this.
We done this.
Can't believe you've done this.
Can I say a bad word? Can I say a bad word? Yeah, you
No, talking loudly over it.
I wasn't.
Oh,
I didn't
it's-
say it. I went mother. Your
I didn't.
poor
I
mother's
didn't
out
want to
there.
run. I didn't want to run the risk. Besides, Jacob, you should probably add the stream rules to this stream because they weren't added in the description.
Stream rules. No saying no words.
All of you know them anyway.
Even if censored.
Yeah, we all know them anyway. It's fine.
So KW sent me a text and she asked if I say it out loud, so I'm gonna read what she sent me. She says, "So anyways, Magica has people who are born of magic, but Ghosty explained it right to where humans that are born of magic to where there are humans that are born of magic, but because they don't know how to use the magic, they only see magic. Where some magics are getting leaked into Etheria during the creation of Magica." And then she also says the racism is because some magic users who help Magica's magical creatures to have a better home, which actually human, and some of them went to Magica. I'm misreading this. Okay, the racism has become some of the magic users who helped magical creatures to have a better home were actually humans, and some of them went to Magica. But since magical creatures don't know, they just think it was only the magical creatures that did it. I'm reading. I'm not good at reading.
All right. Sounds
Don't
good,
send me
KW.
things to read.
Yeah, sounds good, KW.
My headcanon is correct.
Sure.
That's sure. Sure, Jan.
God, I'm spending so long trying to figure out ways to make these characters emote. In the Mrs. Dysart thing, you missed my thing in the beginning, Ghosty, where I was kind of explaining my current method that I'm thinking about trying to implement with the Mrs. Dysart show to make it go faster, production wise. So, Ghosty, basically, my plan is I'm going to take screenshots of characters. Oh, also, someone's in the back room. Oh, Jacob's gone. Never mind. Anyways, so basically, I take a bunch of screenshots with various different mouse, very different poses, and I have so much variation. So where I don't have to do any filming, and I just have all the images. And so I do all the filming now with all this variation of mouse and poses. And then I just mix and match, like I put it all together, so that way I don't have to do any filming when it comes to Mrs. Dicer. So I just have to use this massive screenshot folder I have of like 30 to 40, not 30 to 40, probably 100 plus per character. It's gonna be annoying. I'm not even done with Mrs. Dicer, who's the first character I worked on.
That's what I do for Monster Compendium, but I've overcomplicated it by animating the eyes separately.
Yeah, I wouldn't have did that if I were you, but to each their own. If
Like,
you want,
I mostly did it because I wanted a wider range of character expression, which is something you could do in Gacha Life too, but I hate
I'm
Gacha
back.
Life too.
yeah, the Mrs. Dicer, since they don't have, it's been a pain in the butt to film, but with this method, which keep in mind, this method's going to take 2 weeks to set up at this rate. I'm gonna be honest, probably a day per character, like a good 3 to 4 hours per character setup. Granted, Mrs. Dicer probably is going to be the most extensive character emoting wise because she's technically the main protagonist. Therefore, I gotta spend the most time with her character model and then making her character model emote.
Hey, oh wait, Jacob's not here. Oh, speak the devil. Hey, Jacob.
So
Yep,
yeah,
come back now.
So I'm thinking about, because I might actually be able to do it in one day. I don't know. Is the final theme song gonna be like a different length than the one we currently have?
No.
Okay,
Unless a
I'll just
seventh character joins, but I don't think so.
Sure. Okay, I'm just asking because I'm gonna use that as like a frame of reference for how long the shots and stuff should be, and like when the thing should pop up.
Also,
Okay.
you were saying, Aiden?
so yeah, no, that's my current method at least that I'm trying, or at least trying to set up, which is going to be intimidating, but
Like, it's a pain in the butt to...
free.
Yay.
Well, I guess Vin can take my spot because I've said my piece.
KW.
Oh wait, what now?
KW wants to know if that helped lore. If that helped clear things up.
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Anyway,
I'm also gonna
I've
go.
said. I would say, like, I've said my piece. However, I have not made my piece. So, I'll leave you guys to do your thing. This was
All right.
supposed to be a Mutant Girl stream, but this has turned into something vastly different. And I'd
No,
rather.
it's just an edit.
Which is
No, it's
fine.
just an editing stream in general.
I thought we were going to talk about, because the people who were going to be here mostly working on Mutant Girl scenes was the intention. That's why I titled it the way that it was. We can easily change that now. It could be
Yeah.
explaining our series, explaining our shows, because I think Senpai Buns wants to come in and do the same thing.
Don't.
Well,
please
yeah.
don't
In
play
that case,
Buns
Senpai
in.
Buns can take my spot. I will be leaving now.
Oh, see, KW, you can join and then grill someone
Yeah,
else.
No, please.
Well, KW's already gone to Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We can balance the
Yeah, it's
scales, though,
Yu-Gi-Oh.
you know?
Mhm.
And then we can get someone that Senpai doesn't like, and we can, you know, we can just continue the cycle.
I'm not sure if
Please.
there's anyone that's...
Let's not continue the cycle. Let's just have a calm, peaceful chat about the mutant girl. Also,
Or
Ghost
other
Kitty.
things.
Ghost
I mean, I'm
Kitty
more than happy to explain my own
using,
show, but people seem to be okay with the lore behind that one, for
yeah.
the most part.
For the most part, there are a few mythological inaccuracies. Like, where's Hermes?
Where is Hermes? He's
Yeah.
busy. He has
What?
his work life.
He has his own stuff. You know. Characters are allowed to exist and do their own thing.
Hermes is too busy
but-
carrying people to the underworld.
The Hermes.
Among other
Hey,
things.
That's not. Wait, is that Hermes?
Yep.
Yes,
Well,
that
Hermes-
is
Hermes-
he
Hermes.
is also yes.
Yeah, Hermes is a
part of his job
psychopomp.
sometimes.
Is psychopomp? Psycho or psycho? One, two.
With Psychobomb.
Yeah, I say
Psychopomp.
Yeah.
psychopomp, but yeah, could be one or the other.
Hermes guides the souls of dead children to the afterlife. That's kind of he's not only a messenger of the gods, but it's kind of, you know, his deal to guide souls.
Hermes is the
Which
god
is
of
why
many things.
I'm wondering why he always seems to be missing from fallen angels.
He's doing
And the
his
idea
own
is
thing.
that, yeah, I mean, the idea is that if Thanatos was was too busy overall, then yeah, I mean, with one deity, two would balance things out a little bit, but not too much. Admittedly, we could have brought him up, especially if we known about that beforehand. But yeah, like as far as we can tell, again, he has other stuff that he does alongside these things, and the angels are full time, so that's where they get the emphasis. Also, that's not actually that's not Mutant Girl, that's Fallen Angels lore, but we can talk about the Fallen Angel stuff too, because people are
Yes.
confused about that sometimes.
Fallen Angle. Well, they're not that confused.
Like-
with
I said
Fallen Angel.
sometimes. Josh had a lot of questions back in the day,
Like-
but we've mostly answered all of his stuff now.
Both of you work on fallen angels, so I wanted to ask you both the question. Where is Hermes? Because I want to knock on his door and ask him a few questions. He'll be slacking.
Knocking on Hermes' door.
I mean,
I'm
honestly,
knocking on Hermes' door.
Gosh,
mostly so I can
darn it,
punch him
Jacob!
in the
I was
jaw.
just about to go there.
I mean, to be fair, in the case of Fallen Angels, a lot of gods haven't appeared. I mean, so far we have had Thanatos, Hades, and Hecate. I do inevitably want more gods to appear in Fallen Angels
Like-
itself. It's just the show itself is, again, so much is happening constantly. It's like
Yeah, so
just
much.
throwing in tons of gods randomly, being like, oh, and this god's here now. It's like,
No,
okay, yeah.
speak- Like,
The larger mythological world is involved, but also I can't do it 24/7.
there's one
There's so much
notable.
going on constantly.
There's one notable, exception from the Fallen Angels lore that I figure you haven't touched at all, which is Thanatos' sisters, which also are guides of the undead.
They're busy.
Well, you'd be correct. We have not touched.
They're
I was about to
busy.
say you'd be correct. We have not touched on those.
Listen,
Ah!
at this point in season 2, Thanatos has been sealed away in the gate, and the supernatural world's in a panic, and they're trying to make sure death doesn't
I'm back.
end. So they're busy. They're busy. Okay.
Actually, no, it does make sense that they'd, be trying to get things on track, since they are also gods of death within themselves.
That is true, but then the question becomes, when Thanatos was chained originally, the whole inciting incident behind the angels, the Sisyphus myth, we used that directly as the excuse. During that time when death seemed to slow, where were the sisters at that point?
Like, that's a good
Okay, what are we
question.
talking about? So I'm caught up to speed.
Fallen Angels lore.
No, I get that, but like, who?
And
'Cause
Thanatos'
we're talking about
sisters, which apparently are a thing. I just found out.
what sisters? What are we talking about?
Well, the ones that he has, I presume. We didn't select a collection of sisters specifically. If he has more than one set, then that's more new information.
I
did
think
not
he
have.
canonically has 3 sisters.
Who's he?
Thanatos.
Thanatos!
Okay.
Follow the conversation.
I just showed up.
Oh. Well, yes.
Thanatos has 3 sisters. Sorry, my nose itches.
All right.
There's Eris, Old Age. Another name I
Oh,
can't
right.
pronounce.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Those ones. Okay. I forgot Thanatos' parentage. Yes, I'm aware of. We're aware of Jerison. Basically, anything that came out of Pandora's jar, we are aware of, but we're not aware that they actually were, responsible for escorting any souls. Obviously, Jerris is the reason behind a lot of deaths, quite frankly, but it was also like part of her job to guide anyone. For example.
Like, that was mainly like Hermes' job, which is why I'm asking Aiden why he seems to be missing, because it seems
Hermes
from
I
my
get,
point
but
of
like the
view,
sisters,
like a
that threw
notable,
me.
like a
The sisters threw
notable
me, but Hermes I get.
conclusion.
Well, I personally didn't know about the whole Hermes thing very much. Again, I know stuff, but like,
I
okay,
literally sent you a whole documentary, multi-hour-long documentary that gives you the full run-through of everything in Greek mythology in minute detail.
Here's the question, BB. When did you send that?
Like months ago. And
okay, not years ago when Fallen Angels started and we established all this stuff. So that's why that was.
Hold on.
So it kind of stands to reason that.
And in general, again, I know stuff about Greek mythology, but I don't know everything about Greek mythology.
That's what the documentary would have given you.
Geez, thank you for the help right now. And again, there's a lot to incorporate in general. And listen, okay, I'm
Yeah, and also in the case of what BB's saying, hindsight is 2020 because. Again, if we had the document years ago, then yeah, by all means, but...
Well, sure, we could still, we could do that now, though. I mean...
it depends on how much of Season 2 would have to be rewritten in order to account for it.
I don't know, some VAs have changed around, so probably gotta be careful. Also, I mean, I could maybe try to include some as cameo? I don't know. I mean, I guess I could
potentially have them make background appearances.
Either have them make background appearances, or I could add like a scene at one point where we see the sisters and stuff, and have that be probably ideally with the voice actors who I know are 100% around. Like, I don't know. So maybe
I wouldn't bother with the sisters personally because again, it feels like their roles are slightly different to what Thanatos is in charge of.
Those are slightly different.
Yeah, so in the case, so if anything, Hermes would be the priority in this situation.
Well, Hermes does.
Martita just is one character.
Hermes does appear in Season 2 at one point. Not for but for messenger reasons, which, but we haven't obviously got there.
Yeah.
It's good to know.
Mostly good here.
It's good to know that Hermes is still doing his job in some sort of way.
Yeah, at least one of them.
Yeah. Again, well, Guy has multiple. He's got to prioritize.
Yeah, he is.
He is a millennial icon for a reason.
Yeah, working 3 jobs at once.
Just a mom that with 2 jobs.
Like sometimes 3 jobs, depending on if the gods favor him or not.
Yeah. I mean, even Apollo struggled with all the things that he was doing, and then yeah, he's handed them off to a few other people.
Yeah, Apollo's sitting here having to change his name to Helios because of it.
Well, but it's just as far as we've taken things, we've taken Helios to be, you know, a different entity.
Hmm.
In fact, that seems to be the general consensus from most sources that I've seen.
I'm doing so much Mrs. Dice Art recording right now. God, her poses are going to be so... My main goal of Mrs. Dice Art, at least, is to make her poses probably by far the most dynamic of all characters. Also,
Makes sense.
Jacob, Emily, do I need to have you guys sit down and teach you how to do Gacha Life 2 eyes? Because I keep getting annoyed because, like, whenever you, like, put on the eyes of characters, either A, you're Jacob and have the eye color be all the same, even though you're supposed to customize the eye color. Because even going back to Gacha Life and Gacha Club, there is slight color variation. Like, if the eyes are brown, the top part of the eye is, like, a slightly darker bit. The middle bit is, like, the normal color the eye is supposed to be. And the bottom bit is supposed to be slightly lighter to, like, give the eye actual shading and stuff. So, but like when Emily does eyes, unfortunately, she ends up having the bad habit of the top part of the eye and the bottom part of the eye are both darker, even though once the bottom part is always meant to be lighter and the top bit's always meant to be darker. And Jacob just makes it all one color, which is like, no, you go into the color slider and you slide it slightly to the left. No, yeah, to the left for the crap. I forget what's it called. You swipe it slightly to the left when it for the trim. You slide it slightly to the left to make it slightly darker, and you slide it slightly to the right to make with the shade. And that's how you're supposed to do. That's how you're supposed to recreate the eyes if you're trying. You know, that's how the eyes are supposed to work in general in all gacha games. But you're allowed to customize it in this one. But you guys keep forgetting that and doing it weirdly. So yeah, So yeah, silence.
Sorry, I was messaging Vin, see if he had a blueprint of the library that I could.
Yeah, well,
borrow.
I don't use Gacha Life 2, so I don't
yeah,
care.
yeah, no, but again, if Jacob and Emily are like all are gonna use it constantly, they both should know, or at least how the eyes in theory are supposed to inevitably work. Because like, I keep seeing the eyes, and I'm like, no, please, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not how the eyes are meant to be initially designed by like, if you're trying to make it look consistent with Gacha Club and Gacha Life, and just make them look good in general. It doesn't even. It's just like getting triggered by them every time I see that. Triggered, Aiden. As I'm filming, this is gonna be a while filming.
Like, I'm also still. I also still have my roll slowed on Monster Compendium. Not because I'm too perfectionist, but because there's too many other things going on in my life right now for me to be able to handle it.
Oh, I get it. Oh, I didn't tell you, Ghosty. I lost my job.
Oh my
Well, the
god.
place closed. And I had like 4 days notice. Technically, like 3. Only 3 days notice, really. So you know.
That's not enough time to find a new job.
Oh well, I already found one. Yay! Some people were going to another movie theater near me, and the other movie theater near me was desperate for people, so I got a new job pretty much semi-immediately, which is good, but also I'm scared because it's a new job and I don't know if my anxiety could handle it, but it will be fine. So yeah, fun times. The life and times of Aiden.
Actually, no. Like Senpai Buns, kidnapping other people's like characters and giving them new life isn't terrible. Some people do that for awful people, which I don't know why. But sometimes sometimes a series is discontinued and you just want to remake it. That's technically taking other people's characters and breathing new life into them.
Yeah, which speaking of remakes, one of those stuff I want to remake is My Shimmering Husband. I will remake that one day. I will make it good. I'll make it
Oh,
good.
thank
That's
goodness.
fair. By the way, Aiden,
Like-
I liked and replied to you in the chat with what I was saying. What I was going to say about the eyes, because you talked forever, so I was waiting silently. Then I lagged, so I couldn't reply.
Yeah, why you have to do it through text though? Because like I'm recording, but I mean like, give me a second.
I had to do it through text because I lagged, and therefore I just explained that part.
He's not lagging now. I know you heard that.
Okay, do you want me to read it to you, Aiden, since you're allergic to the
No.
written word?
I'm not. Oh god. Okay. Oh. Maybe.
Well, he might be allergic. It sounds like he might be having an allergic reaction right now.
Alright, we need to get him a Benadryl.
Where is the
Yeah,
image
little-
start? Like you
little
said, you
everything.
said you typed to it.
Image.
What?
Okay.
Where'd
The
you-
message is I lagged while Aiden was talking and I was waiting for it to finish to answer the question. I'm
Just
not in
read
the
it out.
habit of randomly sliding the trim and shade and hoping for the best.
Well, you gotta just slide the trim slightly to the left and slightly to the right, ever so slightly. You just gotta do a slight move where you see the color variation darken or lighten depending on what you're going for, and then bam, it looks, and then bam, then you could easily, then the eyes are recreated perfectly. So
Like if
that's
I
how
did
you
that
do
song,
it.
I feel like if I did that song would definitely say that it was too far skewed to one direction or the other. But I'm happy to do that for people above. That's the next comment underneath that was. I'm happy to do that for people above, but as far as trying to
if you want literally for the Mutant Girl, send me it and I'll do the slight changes to the eyes to make the eyes accurate to their initial colorations from the original games they were from.
We'll be a little bit late for this episode, but for the next one.
Yeah, just in general, just send them to me and I'll fix the eyes. It'll be really easy. It's really easy for me. But mostly because when I do character designs, I'm so used to sliding the slider in general. That's all I pretty much like to do nowadays. I'm like, if I'm using Gacha Light 2, I'm at least gonna abuse the slider to a point where I can make the characters look super cute.
Like,
super cool.
I wouldn't mind if you could insert your own hex codes, because then I could get.
Oh, that would be cool.
Like
I
I
have
wanted,
in the
I thought
past,
that was going to be a base game feature, but no, it wasn't.
No, we're not. We don't even have the
down.
base game. We don't even have the base game. We only technically have the private beta.
I have in the past scrolled around in insert and tried to and recreated the hex codes myself, actually, with a little bit of back and forth in one specific situation. I forget what the context was behind that.
Yeah, but sliding back and forth the slider means nothing to me if colors are irrelevant.
Yeah, true. Because you're colorblind, unlike us.
I can slide the colors whichever which way I want, and it won't matter in the slightest.
You're sliding. Sorry. I'm looking at something else that I'm doing right now, and I seem to have encountered an error, and I have no idea what happened here. Or maybe I do. Hold on. Okay. Correction. I know exactly what happened here. I haven't shown my screen at all today, pretty much. Apart from like the very beginning, and then immediately scrolled away. And seeing as no one else is doing that, then yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Right.
By the way, I've got to still send the link to Sense by Buns. Since things are calmed down now, I think think people are okay with now.
Yeah, I'm okay with Senpai ones in here. They seem cool. They seem pretty cool.
Yeah, they're a very chill person. Definitely. Content can be headache-inducing at times, but the actual person, yeah.
Isn't that just the way it rolls, though?
And usually it's the other way around, actually. You get to usually in a lot of cases nowadays, the art is better than the artist.
I assumed it was Monster. No, Adam Code Purple isn't mine. It's just while watching the original Adam Code Purple, I
Wanted to rip your teeth out?
yes, wanted to rip my teeth out. And nothing has compared to Adam Code Purple in the level of suck that I witnessed.
I don't know. I think My Shimmering Husband was pretty high on that as well.
I will say, at least My Shimmering Husband bored me to death.
For me, it was Bad Girls Little Boy. That was my least favorite that we've seen.
I mean, and we can't forget Taming the Bad Boy.
No, but okay, Taming the Bad Boy was fun bad in places.
Yeah.
Traumatizing in others, but, there was...
Episode 12 still traumatizes me.
Yes, that was one of those places.
Ponies, for me, is fun bad. The reason I hated Adam Code Purple above My Shimmering Husband, because Adam Code Purple was trying to be more than it was. The story was operating outside of its own means to try to be good. Meanwhile, Adam Code Purple didn't try.
Sorry, I could notice something.
Adam Code Purple felt like peak low effort material. It was made out of passion, don't get me wrong, but yeesh.
It was also, as far as I know, a collaboration. So I think it was done between, I forgot what the name of the actual channel was, but Brenjitsu TV was the person who, I guess, masterminded that process, sort of, maybe.
Brenjitsu TV took the story their cousin make and uploaded it.
Yeah, no, I think Brenjitsu TV was the cousin that made the story, and then somebody else was the person. Either way, that was what the collaboration was. So it was a passion project and a collaboration, within family.
Yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Family.
Exactly. Well, family. I don't know. I can't do it. I haven't watched enough of the movies. I haven't watched enough of the movies to really know.
You gotta keep the business within the family.
Family.
Why did I turn into
That sounds southern. That sounds southern. You gotta keep the business within the family.
You gotta keep the business in the family.
Oh God! Oh God! Sweet home Alabama.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until you get a real Texan in here, huh?
Two, actually.
Okay. Oh,
yeah,
sure.
Technically, Jacob
a Texan who. Okay, it technically doesn't count.
Technically,
he was a baby.
Okay, he was.
Around that time
Okay,
period.
he was like, dude. I don't know if he could even talk by that point.
By the time I left Texas, no, I couldn't.
That don't count then.
The yeehaw don't count, partner.
I don't know. Did you just say partner?
Partner.
Partner.
Oh,
Partner.
too loud.
Okay, Bon, if you want to know my reaction to Adam Code Purple, watch the review. And then watch me lay down in the background and just have a cry while everybody else is reacting to it. Well, my shimmering husband was somehow boring enough to keep my attention.
It was not for me.
It knew what it wanted to be from the start. While
Did it?
Adam,
Did it
It
really?
wasn't good at being it, but it knew what it wanted to be.
I
Yeah,
don't know
it-
about
it-
that. There was a lot of different like plot threads there. I genuinely don't know if they knew what they were doing.
I
like
guess
they
I can see that.
probably didn't know what they were doing, but at least it was somehow more cohesive than Adam Code Purple. Like having a character based on your real life crush is a yikes.
I forgot that was the thing.
I can understand the concept of having a character based off a real life person. Just don't model a character exactly after the real life person, or else it gets a bit
I've
sussy.
done. Yeah, I've done scenes and stuff, or I got like a few bits and pieces where it's like, okay, I'm taking this bit of inspiration from actual crushes that I've had or something, or I actually I see used my first kiss as the inspiration for
Like
when Melvic's
it's
first kiss.
fine to take inspiration from real people. It's when you have characters based off real people that I raise an eyebrow.
Yeah, I haven't put any of those into anything.
Meanwhile, Adam Code Purple had one of those as the love interest, and it's like, yikes. Yikes.
Not only that, but it's also going to age like cheese. That's another problem you get run into.
It's going to age worse than cheese, because at least cheese can age.
Jacob,
Yeah.
what kind of cryptid do you have called the Pregnant Man?
What?
Called the Pregnant Man.
There's some cryptid apparently, from what I can tell.
I don't know. I have the pregnancy fairy, but I've never heard of a pregnant man before.
Apparently, Vaughn has.
Outside of some like stuff that Monet sent me, but other than that,
And FNAF. You can't forget FNAF.
I can because I have no idea what that's in reference to.
Hey, Ghost Kitty, you know the girl counterpart
The
of
guy
the
gave birth to Springtrap. And
Wasn't that guy based off Matt Pat or something?
No, that's just a running gag. His name was Matt, though.
Also, Ghost Kitty, you know the girl of the three main characters of Adam Code Purple? Yeah, she's based off a real person. Not based off a real person, she is the real person. As far as I can tell.
So like a self-insert character. Okay.
It's kind of creepy. Does the girl even like the cousin back, or because if not, that's a problem.
I guess it kind of depends because I mean, if the self-insert was that somebody's like, hey, I want to be in the series, and potentially possibly swayed by the fact that Brenjitsu had a crush, maybe was more inclined to accept.
I can understand to a point, but if not, then icky yucky. Get it out.
Yeah, I think the issue that you run in with that is, of course, if you end up pairing the character based on a crush on a character based on yourself, then that becomes kind of I mean, in a sense, wish fulfillment, but not really the kind that you want to be presenting to the world necessarily, or anyone.
There we go. On another note, also if you have a romantic interest in your series, don't have that character voiced by your real life partner.
Well, sometimes that works out, like in the case of Aaron. Other times it doesn't, like in the case of Anthony from My Passion.
I have literally there are very few times that I myself have experienced so anyone around me doing that and it ending well.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, when Jason was voicing Aaron, him and Jess had been married for a long time up until that point, so it's not like Jess is giving this very important role to her like new boyfriend that she just met like a year ago. It's more or less a case of someone she's known for years and someone she's actively married to, so that gives better chances, at least.
Yeah, that gives better chances for the relationship to not crash and burn as the series
Yeah.
is ongoing.
It is just a significantly safer bet to have them voiced by someone else, anyone
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, you know something. One of the things that Roxy used to joke about actually when I cast her as Geneva was the fact that she was dating me at the time, but yet of course Silas was being played by Adri at this point. She was like, "Oh wow, I guess I'm got someone else as my husband. How do you feel about that? Yada yada." And yeah, boy,
I got
that
a
aged
question.
well. Dodged the bullet on that one. So yeah, if I had
Yeah,
if I had
that's
decided-
one of those moments where it's
I
like
got a
trust someone
question,
whenever they
though.
tell you who they are.
I had a question though. How come you didn't actually end up voicing Silas? Just because I was just thinking about this because like since you were initially going to be Julius, but then Adity got the role. How come you didn't end up voicing Silas if that was the case? Because like even though the parents weren't very involved, it's like at least a slightly larger, more notable role if you voiced the dad.
Yeah, I may have forgotten that my original intent was to be Silas. I mean, I was Silas in episode 3, and then afterwards that switched to Adri because I think either I forgot that I was him originally, or because they were all supposed to be paired up anyway, or because Adri
Well,
had
now
a
I
particular
voice. Now
voice or
I'm
something, and I
the current
decided-
voice of Silas. So ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's one of those roles that I don't get to do very often because he's not around very much as a character. He doesn't get much use, which is kind of sad because I mean Felix is in jail.
Like,
Silas is barely relevant.
To be honest, like the character I played in the Mutant Girl had like 2 voice lines.
Yeah,
But
and
for
she
anyone who
also
doesn't
is
remember, Ghosty was the voice of Olivia.
and she's also the girlfriend of the brother of the main protagonist, and the brother just happens to be off at college and not in the series very often, as is. So
That's
yeah,
not a happens thing. That was a deliberate choice.
well, I mean, it makes sense, but it's like one of those things where it's like, technically speaking, yeah, Olivia's never really gonna get much use unless Sebastian either becomes a massive part of the Mutant Girl eventually, like he actually becomes like a main / reoccurring character in a future season, which I would be down for personally. I'd be down for him actually becoming a bit more relevant after college if we do that.
I wasn't even sure if what we said before, one of the things we could do is actually Sebastian's one of 2 Mutant Girl characters that would possibly be able to get a spin-off and actually have it be decent. Precisely because we know so little about him, so what's his life like at the moment?
I mean, there is one Sebastian sort of spin-off. I was thinking about maybe doing a backdoor pilot in Mrs. Dysart show for at one point.
Oh, but we could also do my 2 Mutant Girl spin-offs that had such great ideas.
Your Mutant Girl spin-off concepts are horrifying.
Like, to
There's
be
a lot
honest,
of spin-offs that have been posed over the years. Is the
yeah, a lot of the Mutant Girl spin-offs that anyone thinks of are terrifying. It seems people lost the fact that Mutant Girl is supposed to be about, the mutant girl and what her life is like growing up. And
Well, that's
people
why
have
it's a
taken
spin-off.
it to surprisingly dark directions.
Well, that's
Stop.
good. Yeah, exactly.
Have you seen the fan fictions? Like, I would love to do at some point, like a My Street style, fanfic reading video with some of the actors of the series. The problem is all the fanfics that end up getting written about Mutant Girl are all so depressing. It's like, how do we make this like into an entertaining video? This is supposed to be a funny time for all.
I mean, I would write a fanfic, but at the same time, I don't know because like I feel like it should come from someone who's not as involved with the series.
Yeah, it
as
was not
me.
one of the official writers.
Yeah,
exactly.
like I kind of feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of a fan fiction in general. But
I have a fanfic that has an OC in it I can toss to you. Right now
I
I'm
think-
going through some rewrites with it for grammar reasons, but it's not depressing.
I think it would be a really fun fanfic if it was like Mutant Girl, if Morwenna were the main character.
Yeah, that would be interesting, huh?
It would be.
But when it comes to,
Baby, I'm going to rip your teeth out with a pair of tweezers.
Dang.
For the VOD users, BB is referencing Pete being the main character.
Allegedly.
It's just a fact of life.
But I mean, I do have a potential backdoor pilot I want to introduce in the Mrs. Dysart show eventually of a potential Sebastian spinoff, which may happen. I don't know. But hypothetically speaking, if my method that I'm currently doing works out, hypothetically speaking, then imagine, and then what if we could make a Sebastian spinoff in the vein I'm kind of doing with the method I'm trying to do with the Mrs. Dysart show right now, and like we just do that, and it makes it so easy to produce.
Well, I mean, then again, that would be viable for any series, regardless of whether it's a new.
Yeah, but I mean, we could do that for the Sebastian, and we could like try not to go too crazy in the script, or at least I could try to have you not go too crazy in the script.
Well, yeah. Again, there's there's a balance to be made about that, because I mean, there's a lot of places where I think Mrs. Dysart plays it a little bit too safe. But that's another thing. Also, yeah, I see Sense My Buns in the back rooms. I'm gonna let them in a second. Just beforehand, because we were talking about Olivia before. I'm not even sure if Olivia was originally supposed to be like introduced or not. I think she was, but there's a chance that I only mentioned her briefly because her name's a reference to the fact that Lady Olivia marrying Sebastian in 12 Nights, and that was a conversation that Morwenna and Malwick had, and there was like a one-off thing.
Okay, here's what happened. So that was a one-off conversation. But when I started becoming the co-writers, I was like, and I was looking at the season as a whole, I was like, hey, Olivia's mentioned here. What if we have her appear briefly in the season to help tie it together? And then you're like, oh, sure, I guess. And then that's how it happened.
Yeah.
There
were like plans that you made with Laura Bates as well for like other projects and such.
Yeah. I mean, Laura Bates probably will be introduced to Mutant Girl inevitably.
Of course. Of course she will.
I mean, for me at least, like introducing an element early on, but then later in the season or in a following season, having said element come back in a larger way, or even come back in a minor way, just tying everything together, I think gives great narrative cohesion and feel like the writers themselves are actually thinking about or like constantly keeping the past in mind or the future in mind, and they're keeping stuff in mind. And plus it evades my one major gripe in media being in a new season of a show, this happening. Hey, this season's story relies on.
I'm just going to add Sense by Buns in, but there's no opening of this conversation, so I'm just going to add him here. There you go.
Oh yeah, but hey guys, guess what? This season we're having this story, but we don't have any characters that exist to service said story.
Oh my goodness.
Therefore, we're going to introduce a character from said past of this character who's never been mentioned, foreshadowed, or hinted, and now they're here in a story, and then we're going to act like, oh yeah, they've always been here. What do you mean? What do you mean? They're super relevant to this character's backstory, aka the original season 3, which we get introduced to these 3 characters who were a major component of the characters' backstories, who we haven't heard about or foreshadowed at all during season 1, season 2, or their time in the Vampire Diaries. But I guess.
Oh, you're talking about Vampire Diaries here. Okay, that was.
Hello, guys. How are you doing?
Hello, Sense by Buns.
But I'm
bringing the conversation.
But I'm bringing this up because
you are the opposite of what I was expecting.
Keep in mind, the originals were introduced.
What were you expecting, Gusty?
I was expecting a gun.
The originals were introduced in the Vampire Diaries. That's why I bring it up, because
my main character is a girl, which is Sense by Buns.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like me calling myself Morwenna May, I suppose.
Yeah, but like again, like that's just my major pet peeve, and that's also kind of a pet peeve I have with season 2 of the Mutant Girl because
That's what I thought
we
you were talking about. When you said season 3, I was like, wait a minute, season 3? It's season 2 when the
nah
whole
nah
Agatha thing happened.
nah.
That's why, because I
Like
wasn't where you
Agatha
were
was
talking about
introduced
Vampire
in season 2.
Diaries.
Agatha was introduced in season 2, and
What?
while granted, her character existing is one of those cases of, oh well, I mean, of course she could have had friends before
Oh
them,
my
and of
god,
course
thank you
this
so
character
much,
could
Absolutely, I never
Bones.
said she
You are
didn't.
also
Yeah,
really
no,
kind.
like there's no real evidence to contradict her existence. It
Yeah.
just would have been nice from a writing angle to at least foreshadow her or vaguely mention her or just name drop her near the end of season 1 and then have her be introduced in season 2 properly. Because then it kind of feels like she materializes, especially because she's so tied into the season 2 of the Mutant Girl story. Like without her and by proxy Felix existing, the season 2 story of the Mutant Girl flat out wouldn't have happened. Which, and they were only introduced in like first mentioned in season 2. So it's like one of those things where it's
Yeah.
like
Without those two, there
I
might not have been a second season, actually.
I mean I get why, but like at the same time it would have been nice just building them up in season 1
Anyway,
Yeah.
in some
So,
regards.
but before goes to you, sorry.
Sending's
So
going.
just for again for the sake of the people who aren't necessarily aware of how that came to be. So season 2 was originally like a 3-episode supplementary thing that was pitched by Shiny that I then later turned into a program for season 2 because I thought there was a lot more promise than just a one-off. There was because that was the idea of like someone getting kidnapped or something, and there was to tie into the mutations and the camping trip. That was basically the setup from Shiny, and then I went in directions of including references to Frankenstein, both the book and the play, with Felix and Agatha specifically, and that's why they became so integral both in their own ways. So that's why that came about, and that's why there was no prior foreshadowing of Agatha, because she literally was not a thought that I had. Somebody else had that thought, and then I implemented it later. So yeah, not ideal, but that's the reason it happened.
Yeah,
Says
but just from so it's just in general when it comes to multi-season shows, that's my major gripe with it, because like I mean pretty much all CW shows with like several seasons do this, but they'll be like, oh yeah, now we're introducing this brand new villain who we have never heard about or foreshadowed, this new group of people or something, and it's like, oh, they're here now. Like season 5 of like freaking The Vampire Diaries was like, oh yeah, the Travelers are here now. Oh, who are the Travelers? Well, you see, one of the characters who was integral to The Vampire Diaries is technically a descendant from the Travelers, but she's a vampire and she doesn't have Traveler powers, and something Travelers. It's like, okay, we never got really hinted the Travelers lore, the idea of what a Traveler is until now, but sure, Travelers.
I thought you meant like because Traveler's like another name for the Romani people sometimes.
Yeah, well, I think they're technically meant to be referencing them, but no.
Oh.
In this case, they're like a group of witches who cannot be together in one group before befalling tragedy because of a curse on them, and something about doppelganger blood and trying to end all supernatural beings and end all magic. I don't know. It got weird. Season 5 of the Vampire Diaries is weird and kind of problematic in the regard of the Travelers. We love problematic storylines and
yes, never forget the wolf tribe from Twilight.
Speaking of problematic,
I'm gonna actually reconnect every few minutes, so if you can catch that and like toss me back in the stream without me having to comment,
we
that would
about
be
this
helpful.
before, and I am lagging. Yeah, I'm lagging. Frivolously at the moment. So unless I'm
we
like
can't see it.
unless I know, not to mention as well, we're all editing, so I can't always see what's going on. So unless I hear a beep, that's going to be difficult.
Anyway,
Ghosty.
No problem.
Aiden, Jacob, speaking of crippling disappointment, I rewrote the entire first season of Monster Compendium except for the pilot.
Okay, but
I mean, why'd you rewrite the whole the first season?
Because I can't right now.
Basically, Aiden, you know when plot has the zoomies and you want it to go slower?
Yeah.
Basically that. I was speeding into the plot so fast that I didn't set up anything.
Oh, that is very important to set up things.
So I decided to devote the first season to setup. I know how much you hate filler, so I'm warning you ahead of time.
I mean, honestly, I don't mind filler as long as it's well written filler stuff. Like,
Okay, guys.
well, I mean, I wouldn't
Since,
even consider it filler because I
sorry to
highly doubt
interrupt,
your
but
Monster
since this
Compendium
is a
writing
chilling
has no
stream-
continuity at all with each episode.
Aiden, stop.
Okay, since this is a chilling stream, may I explain to you a little bit about the plot of Sense by Buns?
I thought you were going to say that, and that's why I was like, yeah, other people are going to explain their shows today. So yeah,
Okay.
While you do that, I might try and share my screen. If it lags, then so be it. But yeah, you go ahead and do that. I'll set up the visuals.
All right, here we go then. Okay.
Oh wait, sorry. Before you start, one thing I've got to say in the chat. Sorry to I was going to wait for this before, but I didn't get it opening. So Ghost Kitty says, "Remember the girl with the tail who actually made that?" And then immediately afterwards, William comes in and says hello. That is sorry. I had to appreciate the immaculate timing of that.
Also fun when the plot has.
I gotta say, Ghost Kitty has the most.
Oh yeah.
Like Ghost Kitty is the best. We love her. Anyway, please.
Okay. All right. Yeah. The floor is yours.
Sense by Buns.
Right. You have the floor. Explain your look.
All right. Let's go. So
Explain
the first misconception about my series is, what is it about anyway? So it's not like
that's a good question.
Yeah, it's not like your everyday gacha series. You see, first it's based on YouTube Shorts. It's not based on long form content. So each episode is literally 53 seconds, but some of them are like 59. It's either 53 or 59. That's it. Just thought that was worth mentioning. But
if it's 54 seconds, you failed.
So short, like maybe 2 or 3 things happen in one episode, but they happen very quickly, that you need to kind of watch every episode at least twice on an Android, so you can have it on the shorts feed, fill in your screen with headphones on. And that's how you're gonna understand like each episode. Anyways, without that, let's go. So Sense by Buns is a slice of life / shonen. You see how some episodes play like a cartoon episode, right? You think it has nothing to do with the other ones. Oh yes, it does have everything to do with the other ones. The thing about my show is it's a journey. Like, you're trying to learn about the characters, and I said that in the description. The plot
what a
points
marketing
are,
pitch.
It's literally you learning more and more about each character every episode, and you're watching the show through the lenses of Sense by Buns. By the way, she's not a character. I know I said she's the main character, but does she look like the main character to you? Because to
that
me,
was the problem. That's what I highlighted as the review.
Like, I don't like. I think what you're trying to say is that she's not the main character; she's the point of view character.
Exactly.
Yeah, except for on screen and the perspective doesn't change.
What did you say, Jacob?
As in, she appears on screen sometimes and the perspective doesn't change. So if we're seeing it literally through her eyes, wouldn't we be seeing the opposite direction?
No, she can see. Like, yeah, she has the dodgy eyes on most of the time, but she can see what's going on. But anyways, so she is spying on everyone all the time, and you're watching through her eyes. And she even comments. She pops on the screen for 2 seconds, comment on what's
That's what I'm
going
talking about.
She spies on everyone.
including
Yeah.
herself. She has an out-of-body experience and witnesses it with her own eyes, apparently.
And she doesn't have to spy on her own self, of course. But anyway,
No,
now I'm
clearly
gonna
does,
explain
and she went
about the characters because the plot is through their journey, if that makes sense. So
okay.
in the first episode, it's called Meme of the Day, Send Spy Buns. We get a little bit backstory on why she decided to spy on everyone in the first place. So at the very start of episode, you can call it zero or one, the first one. So at the beginning, we see a small scene. It's a spoiler, by the way. It gets you to think about like what's going on.
Hold
We
on.
see
The
Sense
first
Buns.
scene of the first episode is a spoiler, is what you're saying.
Yes. And some enemies
What kind
do
of marketing is that?
That's
it's
not
not
terrible. Okay,
spoilers, actually.
okay, that
So-
happens all the time though. That's not the end of the world. Like you
All
read
right,
a you
thank
read
you
a
for
book
the
and it's like the very
background.
first chapter is like, hey, here's something worded ever so slightly differently if something's happened in the middle or the climax. Yeah, I mean,
Sure,
Actually,
I've done
you know
that
what?
before,
You know
but
what, baby? You're right, because like if you
Exactly.
think of like stories that like have or the Moulin Rouge is actually a great example. It like actually I probably shouldn't
actually, the
spoil it,
Moulin
but-
Rouge is not a good example, actually, because it
Yes, it
gives us
is.
too much information.
No,
gives away
but
too much
it
information.
gives off a very major spoiler about the ending. So yeah, you know what?
Exactly.
That's fair. You've got a
And
point.
that's not.
I thought it was weird
I
at
don't
first,
think that's
but
a
I
good
didn't
you
thing
guys.
in the case of Moulin Rouge.
I
I
thought
don't
it
think
was
that's a good
weird
thing
at
in the case
first,
of
but
Moulin
I
Rouge, because it means
didn't think about it. You're right.
yeah.
It's okay. You can have your opinion about it, Jacob. I respect it. Okay, so
it will
the
not
first
change.
scene is a spoiler. It shows Sense Spy Buns confronting Chessex and his sister Mango, which, by the way, Chessex is the main character. That is also a spoiler. And
That I don't think that counts as a spoiler of who the main character of the story is.
That's my point. Like, I just can't get over the fact that it's canon that Sin Spy Buns is so nosy that she spies on her friends even when they don't know she's there.
Yeah, that's her whole thing.
exactly, that's her stitch. That's anyway.
Like, that's kind of like Justin can pull a piano out of his pocket. Why? Don't ask. Don't question anything.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
see,
you haven't seen Doraemon? That's you know, if you
I
haven't
can
seen Doraemon the
understand
anime,
the
then,
inner workings of this story, but like when you actually show the video on screen, this is not matching up with what you're explaining. Like just the way you are presenting it is just so strange.
Bon, I totally understand you. It's very different, right? Like it's
I
almost
will agree with that. I will agree with you there. It is very different.
yeah. So it's something that you're not used to at all. So you can easily be like, "What is going on exactly?"
I am an artist
but
ahead
yeah,
of
I
my
actually
time.
see that.
I don't expect you to understand.
Like, is it bad that I kind of understood and like Sin Spy Buns? Mostly because I watch a lot of shonen anime and it's formatted like a shonen.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
hate the
exactly.
concept.
It's a slice of life slash shonen. So you get a lot of the
Jacob, I
slice
love
of life
the
in the
idea that
beginning,
we might
and then you're gonna
understand
get the
this maybe
shonen
in
as
30
later.
years.
And
This
once
is
you
just
get the
something
shonen,
beyond
it
our
never stops.
understanding.
Like it's about to be lit in
Like-
here.
Like
But
Bond.
anyways,
Bond,
thank you.
you say that Sense by Buns is above understanding, but I understand it perfectly because I watch a lot of shonen anime.
No.
Thank you,
Like no, I didn't say
Gusty.
Sense by Buns. I didn't say Sense by Buns was not like was above our understanding. No, I understand Sense by Buns perfectly. I can understand their story and their motives, and it sounds like a great story. I
Thank
just
you,
didn't
bud.
see it. I just didn't see it in your shorts.
Nah,
Yeah,
I feel
because the
you.
thing is that we broke it down because obviously it required like a lot of pausing. I made sure to comment on like everything that was happening on the screen that I happened to catch, And I also mentioned that yes, if it's formatted in the way that you have to rewatch the video multiple times, the problem is that on YouTube people aren't going to necessarily want to do that because a lot of YouTube shorts are formatted so that so you can get everything from
True.
them, and then if there is a loop, then sometimes it tricks you to loop them. But other times like, well, okay, this is what you can expect from this channel, so will appear in your feed again and rinse and repeat. In the case of scrolling through a shorts feed random, if you see something that has like 3 separate types of text on the screen at once, and that was visuals that are all over the place, you're going to be like, okay, I'm going to scroll past this because it's too much all at once. That's why I said it could benefit from from slowing down and being a bit more long form, because then you can have all that stuff, just not at the same time.
I understand what you're saying, and you're correct. Like, if you're not familiar with my channel and you're just scrolling through the shorts feed, you're not gonna want to stick around until the short repeat itself or
And that's most of
purposefully
your
look
advertising.
by buns. You're not gonna do that. But in my vision, I want to like make a lot of gacha memes first. That's why I'm not making a lot of canon episodes, which I can, but I'm not gonna until I get an audience to explain to them in the stream what's going on, and then they will watch it by themselves. That's
What?
kind of
What? That is not a good idea. So that is not a good idea. How do you plan to get the audience in the first place if they don't
by
understand your
making
content?
gacha trends and gacha memes,
Okay, actually, you know what? I'm going to use example of Legend of Avantras, actually, because, well, Ghosty can attest to this. I send Avantras shorts to people a lot of the time. The thing is that all of those shorts... Oh, sorry, go on, Ghosty.
Yeah, the thing is with all of those shorts is that they tie back into the main thing.
Yeah, they're clips from longer videos. So if one wants to check out more and find out the context behind that, they have something that they're able to go to immediately. It's kind of
Yeah.
famous for Angel Shorts, I think about it.
Anyways, let me continue with the explanation.
All right, okay.
Of the series. Okay, so in the
You
first
having fun
episode,
dancing there, Ghosty?
Yes.
nice dancing, Ghosty.
Let the man
Maybe you'd have to
speak,
point out whatever
Christ.
Ghosty's doing on the screen.
Well, this time it was
All
just
right, so
well.
in the
The last
first
time I brought
Hey,
it back,
we
it was
the floor.
It start off with her confronting Shessex and Mango, and the area they were at is important actually. More on that in a minute. So she's like, "Do you see me?" And because Shessex does not know she's a demon, he's like, "Yes, I can." And then she's like, "That was a mistake." And it cut to her transforming
He's
into a
Lord Drop, you're
full-fledged
crazy.
devil, and then the spoiler ends. Like, we don't know what happens.
So
And then-
in this reality, what you're saying is that if a demon asks if you can see them, you're supposed to lie to them?
you're supposed to not answer them. Just pretend you actually don't hear or see them.
Okay, so if Sense by Buns happened to be really bad at her job, she gets away with it because anyone who acknowledges her, she gets rid of.
Oh, she's really good at her
Great.
job. Her job is to like get rid of people, no?
But
Just
look,
cover
that's
up.
why I said the area is important, because after that the actual episode starts, and it starts with Sense Buns speaking to her friend Lado, and they were in that very same area that Shessex found her at. So this area actually, when a demon is inside of it, everyone can see them. And Shessex and Mango stumbles there. How? We're gonna find out later. But anyway, so we find her speaking to Lado, and Lado is one of my favorite characters, even though we only saw her once. Why? Because through her dialogue with Senpai Buns, we can understand that she is fed up with all the dumb jokes that Buns keep like playing on her. Because she asked her, "Why are you bored, Buns?" And then she does that signature inside there. Because Anek Hina.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm not. Do you want me to explain what it means?
Please do, yes. Because I looked it up before. I don't think I found much.
Okay, so basically what anakhina means, it's something you do when you are either angry or fed up. And it means like get off my back with that. Or I don't or like screw you. Depends on the
Oh, so
context
it's
which
kind of like it's kind of like in pitch meetings. Listen, sir, I need to get all the way off my back about the consistency of this show.
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
the other thing.
So anyway, she's like, "Why are you bored, Buns?" Because Anakin, and then Senpai Buns was like, "I like chicken and and Lado because Lado is so fed up of Buns, BS. Can I say BS?
Sure.
I guess
Uh,
abbreviations haven't counted for.
or should I just say crap? Anyway, because she's fed up of her
Nonsense, I
nonsense.
guess. Yeah.
Uh, then Lado is like, what does that even mean, though? Like, I like, and then after that, Bones is like, I'm gonna, when say after a fruitful conversation was not fruitful, it made no sense. But that guy,
Hmm.
so then Shankala, being on people. And she's like, oh, my Shankala gives me omnipotent. And because Lado is so fed up of her nonsense, she's like, bet. Doesn't
Mhm.
even question it.
It's Pinkie Pie, don't question it.
What Ghosty?
It is Pinkie Pie, don't question it.
Yeah. It's like, bet. I don't really care. Just
Oh god,
go.
now I'm just imagining at some point like they like if MLP ever made a joke where they were like, "How's it going, bros? My name is Pinkie Pie" or something, where they have gone away with that.
Yeah. So after that, it shows us that Senpai Buns be walking around town nonchalantly, overhearing a wide variety of conversations. Is anyone stopping this menace? Now, her actual crime is presented in such a way that she's not even doing anything. But based on the spoiler, we know she kill you if you acknowledge her existence. So that's her actual crime. But the narrator again is a sarcastic person. So anyway, so that's episode 0. And then the next 4 episodes are literally characters introductions. That's it. That's the
Hmm.
next 4 episodes. So, because in my channel description, I gave us a short preview of my 8 main characters, I have to show them in action, or I'm gonna be like if I didn't show them at the beginning of the series, when am I gonna showcase them? So my thought process was I'm gonna show 2 characters each episode, and once I'm done with all 8, then I'm gonna dig more in their stories. In those first episode, you see some of their characteristics, how they talk, like you learn a little bit about them. So the first episode after that was Lost Friendship, that you get introduced to Shiseiks and the Summoner. So those are like the Naruto and Sasuke of the show, by the way. Uh, the Summoner is pessimistic, Shiseiks is optimistic, or opposites. And the Summoner is like really sad. Oh, I know no love or friendship since I have no subscribers. He broke the fourth wall. And then Shiseiks help him out for no reason at all, other than this person is sad and in trouble, and I can make them happy if I offer them friendship. That's it. He didn't even know who that was, but Chessex is kind and optimistic, like in the description. So he's like, don't worry, bro, I will be your friend. And the summoner says, thank you. And then they wave at the audience, goodbye, like that's it. And then the second episode, Poor Birds, is actually very interesting because at first glance there is nothing much going on, but once you go to episode 6, which is Father Day, and watch it, then you will understand Poor Birds even better. So in Poor Birds, we get introduced to Mango and her brother Shesix again. So she's like, "Hello everyone, I'm Shesix's little sister, Mango. I like sweets and hitting birds with stones." Remember in her description, she is a sweet kid. I know, Gusty.
Yeah, she's sweet, but I also like to beat my brother with stones
Troublemaker.
sometimes.
Sweet but
It's fun
troublemaker.
to fill your
That's in
gas.
her
It's fun to
description.
break. Things made of glass. Anyway.
So we saw her like carrying a bar of chocolate and then attempting to hit the chicken, and the chicken screaming in pain. And since Spy Buns is actually spying and she is like, KFC tonight. Remember in episode 0 when she's like, I like chicken and eat. That's why she didn't feel bad for the chicken. She wanted to eat it actually. She's like KFC tonight. If you catch her, that is. Anyway, and then Shesix come in and scold his sister. He's like, "Man, go! How many times did I ask you to not hit animals for no reason?" And she's like, "I'm sorry, big bro." So this is the thing that I said is interesting. You see, in episode 6, we learned that Shesix and Mango's father left them while they were very young, and their mother is an addict, but it doesn't specify if she's still with them or not. It just says she's an addict. Their father left them, and they have a very sad conversation in episode 6. But so now you learn that the moment Shesix has scolded his sister, she immediately cried. She respects her brother very much. Like he's the only family figure in her life that actually love and care for her. So if he's mad at her, like her world become black.
Oh, both
So
of
she
those?
immediately cried, and then she was like, "I'm sorry, big bro," and he was like, "It's okay, sweetheart, just don't do it again." And she's like, "Okay," and she immediately smiled again once he smiled at her. You see?
That
So
is a
and
very
then
child thing to do, though. It's like, oh, don't cry. Here, I'll get you ice cream. Okay.
you learn after Father Day. You come back to this after Father Day and you understand what I'm saying. Like I'm adding more things every new episode. Like the episodes behind make more sense once you watch the ones in front, if that makes sense. Uh,
Which
so
again
anyway,
is not a good method on shorts feed specifically. If people aren't going to see, if people aren't even going to see these in order, they're just going to end up being randomly recommended them.
it's okay. I'm not worried about that specifically because every channel on YouTube that has blown up and became big, even the very first videos on that channel has blown up also. So that's how YouTube works. Once you grow an audience, it recommend everything to them. So I'm not worried about them not seeing it in the beginning. So I'm here for the long game. Anyways, so back to the episode, and then he carry her above his shoulders, and he's like, "And you guys like and share and subscribe." And then she's like, "So we can all spread awareness about treating animals nicely." And then Mango is like, "And subscribe." And you actually made me laugh, Jacob, when you said, "Oh, Mango," you didn't add anything to that. Like, share, and subscribe, and subscribe. Yeah, that's the point because she's a kid. She's just repeating after him. Anyways, so and then they wave at the audience, and that's the end of that. And then we go to episode 3, which is Selfish Princess Demon, and we get our first conflict, you know, because everything was working out well so far. No one was actually fighting with anyone, but now it's gonna be different. So the episode begins. We get introduced to Susie, which I mean, you gotta love Susie, man. Anyways, that's moral. That's opinionated, right? So I leave that up to your judgment, guys. But Susie, anyway, she's like, "Oh, I'm your favorite demon princess, Susie," and she's like, "Hey there, servants." You see how everyone was greeting the audience in a respectful way, uh, like the summoner, "Hi," and Mango, "Hello, everyone." But Susie is like, "Hey, they're servants." Yeah, she is a little bit egotistical, because she's a rich demon princess. So and here she is, in which I play a joke. Uh, I get the rock when he does the eyebrow thing. It's like, are you really gorgeous? That's the joke. But anyways, um, okay. So after that, Susie is approached by an elder lady who want to get some money out, like who want to some to give her some charity. And then Susie is like, "You get lost," and she runs, she cries. But Isabella, oh my God, Isabella is, oh my God. Anyway, I'm gonna stop fanboying.
Over your own
So
characters.
yeah, so Isabella is like, she catches the lady after her. She's like, takes this Annie, and you put perfect moment, $20 bill. Why? Because she is a generous and wise daughter of a Christian family in the description. Also, Susie in the desk is
We don't even
like,
need to. I remember that episode. She literally says $20. She literally says, "Thank you for the $20" in the video. You don't even need to pause at that time. The lady actually confirms it was $20 that she was given. So there's not even any
oh
need for
yeah,
that.
did she actually say that? Okay.
Yes.
So she's like, thank you. And then Isabella
Man,
is
since I
like,
was
don't
making
thank
that and then
me.
accidentally forgot about the subtlety.
Happens a lot on Gotcha.
No problem, guys. Anyways, and then Isabella is like, thank me, thanks the Lord. Because she is a Christian, and she's generous, and she believes that you have to give from what the Lord have given you, so you would be blessed. So
I
after
gotta
that,
tell you,
Isabella
if
doesn't
there's
even
anyone that
stop
I
here.
don't think is a tipper towards me generally,
What did you say?
I said, I gotta say, as a server, I can definitely name some people who don't generally tip.
Yeah,
Just
and, I can name some of these myself, but I'm not gonna. Uh, anyway,
fair. Yeah.
so after that, Isabella have given the lady money. It's over. She can stop here. But no, she has woken up and she shows an violence, guys. So she's not gonna stop here. She woke up to Susie and she want problem. She's like, you, like, imagine referring to you as you, like, she doesn't respect you at all. She's like, you, are you poor? She can see that Susie is swimming in money. So she's not poor, but she still asked her, why? To get her blood boiling. Are you poor? And she's like, hell no. She's like, couldn't spare $1. Like, if you're not poor, why couldn't you not spare a single dollar? And then Susie says her signature line, which I'm not going to say to the end. I'm going to change it a little bit to be family friendly. She, for
Oh,
the
right.
record, in the episode, she doesn't say the word. She just say the letter F. She does not say the word. So she's like, if you got no bag, then go
Yeah,
away or something, go to
we
hell.
remember. Yeah.
And then Isabella actually interrupts her because she's like, if you got no bag. And then Isabella is like, spare me your insolence. And oh my God, Isabella is not playing. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. And then Susie is like, she's very angry. This is a very subtle point. When I showcase, I shown her in the position, and she was no bag, but her facial expression screams anger. So like, and there is nothing else to point to that. You just need to look at her face. So like that was the best moment in the episode for me, anyways. And then Susie walks up to her and she's like, "What's your problem, you stupid girl?" It's family friendly. There is
Yeah.
an acronym here. she doesn't say the B word. She said like be Ash, become Ash. You know,
Yeah, I remember
but
this probably talked about in the review because in the review you actually said that to that she would literally be Ash if she were to act like a demon, even though we didn't establish in your continuity that demons ever become Ash at all. That was something that was entirely left out until that moment.
oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you why that wasn't like why I didn't mention it in the series, because this is like it's in the narrative. Because Isabella is a Christian, right? And she's
Yeah.
generous and wise. Susie is a demon and she is very stingy with money. So in the Bible, demons go to hell. They become ash actually. And
You
actually,
do? I don't
also,
remember that being a thing. That's why I was so
no,
surprised at that point.
it's not mentioned, but because Isabella is a Christian, like
Oh no, it's not
she's a,
mentioned. But gee,
but because she's a Christian, you're gonna like connect this. You're gonna be like, oh, in the Bible, demons go to hell, and stingy people also go
Really?
to hell. So that's what that means. uh, anyway, so she's like, "What's your problem, B Ash?" And she means the B word, but Isabella counters,
yes,
and she's
yes.
like, "Is what you will be. Like that's what you're gonna become if you continue to be a stingy demon, because those go to hell." Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah. So that episode
Again, my,
ends
my
there. And
big
by the
issue
way,
was
this is the only episode so far that the characters involved did not wave at the audience at the end, because they were not friends at the end. It didn't end well. So
you have to be friends to wave at the audience. That's a requirement.
exactly. And then the next episode comes around, and it's like French Prince. Now, okay, French Prince, I'm gonna be the one to say it. It make no sense.
All right. Yeah.
It's the only episode that I purposefully made it in such a way that it make no sense, because I was having so much fun with it. I wanted to be
Uh,
a lot of joke fest, and like you either don't understand or laugh. It's like that's it, or both. And yeah, so French Prince, we get introduced to Martin. And by the way, I like controversial, but I love Martin. That guy is funny. He's so funny. So Martin is like, uh, what does he say? What are peasants?
I don't
Keke.
know,
He
something
have
like
a dialect of speech that he keeps saying keke every time he speak. And then he's like,
a
Monsieur
typical French
Martin,
thing,
you know,
no doubt.
Monsieur in French. Uh, and then he's arrogant, like in the description. So he's like, I'm above you in status, you're below me. What color is your Bugatti? All that. Anyway, and then it showed a picture of Andrew Tate in the back.
I assume that was a direct quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
And then Martin, I mean, Looney approaches him. And Looney, in his description, it's like Looney is the creator of the game. So that's a joke, because he approached him and he's like, "Hello, Martin. I'm Looney. I created this game for no reason. For, why did you say that?"
Yep. And then he says it like again and again and again every single time that he appears. Like there's no other dialogue other than just saying he made the game.
Okay, yeah, he did say it again in the Singular Lines episode. But Looney, like, he's not as he seems. I'm pitching him as this dumb guy, right? He's not.
Hmm.
You're gonna find out in the maybe in the next episode, actually, in episode 8. But anyways, so he's like, I created this game. And then Martin is like, you didn't create anything. I'm above you. And then he say, I'm above you. And Nick Hina is like, I'm angry. Like, no, you're below me. And then even the narrator is like, What's going on in this episode, man? You can hear him laughing in the background. If you put headphones on, you can actually hear the narrator laughing.
Yeah, I thought it was you breaking character, honestly.
Yeah, I was breaking
No,
character,
it,
but
no,
I
it was
think
just
this
voice acting.
episode to
Ah.
show you like how funny I was when I was trying to keep a straight face. Anyway, and then Martin is like and share and subscribe so he can bow to me. And Looney is like, Scooby Dooby Doo. What are you doing? And then he's
I
like,
have I have
Martin,
never
what
seen someone so excited over their own series.
Which is
Thank you,
impressive
BB.
considering what we do.
Actually, I'm a firm believer that if you weren't the number one fan of your series, nobody's gonna care about it because you didn't care about it. That's why. So,
And
anyway,
that depends, honestly, because conversely, everyone is their worst critics, and that can also be a good thing because it means that there is that you're aware of what you need to actually improve upon and continue. Because if you then end up thinking that everything you make is amazing, you won't realize what's wrong with it, and then either eventually you'll grow to be embarrassed by it, or you won't understand why others perceive it to be bad.
oh no, that's not what I meant. Of course, take constructive criticism, especially if it makes sense. But you gotta love your own series. If you expect anyone else to love it, that's what I meant. But yeah,
Okay.
and also keep an eye to improve and listen to criticisms that make sense.
Yeah.
Don't listen to anything. But anyway, so and then they both kind of wave at the audience, Looney and Martin, but also not really because they're still arguing, but because Looney doesn't care about what Martin has to say, he's just waving at the audience. So yeah, and it ends, and then that's it for the characters introductions. Like I introduced everyone that I promised in the description, and now I can on to the story. That's how the show is structured. So comes on episode 6, and here it's just a conversation between Shesix and Mango. That's the whole episode, and I actually made that in Father Days. That's how I got the idea. So and I was like, you know what? Let me integrate that into the story with the plot that makes sense. Essex and Mango, they didn't lose their father, but walked away. It's not specified. It's on later, but for now, he's
Well, there goes Senpai.
Yep. Those final words will live in memory. Although these ones definitely will. Yeah. Having others love your series starts with you loving your series.
Like,
Oh wait, hold on. He's calling back. Hold on.
I'm not done. I have one last decree.
Senpai Bun is trying to come back. But while Senpai Bun is trying to, crawl out of the press,
Oh
Like-
no, it's taking Ghosty.
I'm next, clearly.
It's
having
taking us
connection-
one by one.
I'm having connection issues.
and the
Sure. Oh. Oh, all right. Well, he lost.
Okay, when I
What's fighting for control of it?
Please stop!
I didn't realize what you were talking about. I saw oops connection lost on your end.
Like
That's
the
what I
reason
see
I'm-
during streams whenever I can't talk to you lot.
Like the reason why I'm trying to create Monster Compendium so perfect is that the and everyone else to
I definitely heard as much as everyone loves as much as I do. So just fill in the blank there for me, will you?
I want
Yup, and it cut you off at the exact same points. I guess it's ad lib time, everyone. What fills in that blank? What does Ghosty love more than anyone else does? Oh, did you say potato?
Probably, actually.
I heard potato.
No.
concept.
Lucinda.
The concept.
Well, there's concepts, there's potato, and there's Lucinda. These are our options, I guess. Oh well, there goes Ghosty.
Yeah. We should be wrapping this up anyway, to be honest, because I'm about to finish the part of the thing that I'm editing, and also clearly, apart from you, no one else is managing to stay afloat right now. So we're gonna probably wrap this up soon. But Ghosty,
Oh,
please
don't
do
say
finish
that.
your
It'll
sentence.
take us on.
I was gonna say I love the concept as much as I do. Is the lag taking me?
A little bit, but I heard concept that time.
No, I heard that she wants to make the series perfect, so people love the concept as much as she does. I mean, the thing is, with the concept and the idea is something that can come across even if the series itself is not perfect. That because like even just hearing like the descriptions of what you say, they things sound interesting, and when they're actually seen in whatever context they are, they will garner the same interest. Well, maybe not to some certain degree or something. You might even get people who like it more, like like hyper fans or something. It really depends. He might get super into the lore. Who knows?
Man, what a crazy thing this is, huh?
Yeah, Ghost, do you sound like Sissy when she got possessed by Franz Hopper?
I heard that one loud and clear. I heard this. I heard the scream quite clearly. Oh, there goes Ghosty.
Yeah.
It's
laughed
only
herself
us
into
now.
oblivion.
It's only the butters. Oh,
Yeah, Ghosty laughed herself into oblivion. So yeah.
Yeah. Ghosty left herself vulnerable.
I lost straight.
We noticed.
Yep. And you're about to lose it again, I guess.
Like, and I hope not. Anyways, so where were we? We're in episode 6, right?
I think we were just about at the final episode.
Know.
I think we were just at the end there.
You know, so do I. I'm not just saying that because I need to wrap up this stream.
I'm gonna abbreviate the rest of the explanation.
We're on episode 6 now, right? So we can pause here and talk about it another time.
Yeah,
it's probably going to be better that way, honestly.
Their father has left them. We don't know if she's there or not, and there doesn't matter. And I actually, I'm gonna do much in the future, and there gonna be fights, and like the plot is gonna be very clear in the future.
Griff, this sounds like a Donald Trump speech. We're gonna have fights. We're gonna have so many fights. That's gonna be super clear, crystal clear. It will never be clearer than anyone else.
God, it's crazy. He brought it. There was this weird golf bit that happened during the election, where he was talking about how he can play golf, and he's
I know about this. The final debate. I know about it because of Smoyoho, actually.
Yeah, no, it was crazy, and Biden was like, "Oh, I'll challenge you on," and then Trump's like,
"Yes,
no, I know
what happened." I'm just saying. God. I wanted to go for one of these without talking about politics too much. That was just like one impression I was doing.
Okay, it was a golf bit. That's not that big.
Okay, just gotta remember last time. Last time we ran out of topics to talk about or something. Ben's like, and then you randomly said like, "Did anyone hear what Ben Shapiro said?" It's like, what? No, obviously not. Why would we follow Ben Shapiro of all people?
Also,
Uh,
guys,
Well, I mean, I
I'm
don't either,
gonna,
but he just
gonna
kind of
give you
shows
a
up sometimes.
spoiler to get you hyped.
Ben
for,
Shapiro, he kind of shows times.
I'm gonna give you a
We'll leave it
spoiler,
at that.
a small one to get you hyped for the upcoming episodes. So remember
Sure.
how Molly bumped into Sense by Buns, and that's how episode 7 ended. And Chessex is looking for her, and the summoner actually felt sad from what he did. It's shown for like 2 seconds that he felt sad, and then actually, you know this? Yeah, Scooby Dooby Doo. He's gonna actually appear, but he's not gonna do business, and his voice is gonna be
Oh, he's gonna
different
actually
as well.
contribute to the plot.
He's gonna be actually serious, and he's gonna fight very, very briefly. He's gonna fight Sense Buns using his creator magic. By the way, I'm gonna introduce magic system for each character. So Sense Buns uses devil magic.
Joy among joys.
Sense Buns uses devil magic, and Looney uses creator in the series. So the first fight
Oh,
you're
like
gonna
Alan
see.
Wake.
I was
What?
gonna say like Ladybug and Cat Noir, honestly.
So the first fight you're gonna see a small glimpse of these two, and then Sense Buns herself is gonna be like, or have her, I'm gonna hit her. Like she's the one who's gonna call it a day, and not because she can't fight anymore either, but she has something in her mind. But then Looney and Chessex she's gonna explain to him why her brother is rude like this. It's gonna be lit.
This just sounds like a spoiler for the
Is all I'm
entire
gonna say.
series. Sounds like spoiler for the entire episode.
The entire
To get someone hyped for an episode, you have to explain
Trust
the
me.
entire contents of the episode to them.
They didn't hear the end of that. They're gone.
Oh, okay. Well, now because we know what happens, we have no reason to actually watch it. I mean, this is coming from the person who doesn't like trailers for a very similar reason. So yeah,
That's why I only watched the first 3 trailers. Marvel kind of made an interesting status quo.
There you go. Get unhyped, people. But in the meantime, yeah, please leave a like or dislike because your opinion matters. So if you haven't done so already. And on that note, until next time, farewell.